Absolute silence. Hello Team FD and welcome back to Armchair Fans, where today we'll be watching PSG versus Liverpool at the Parc des Princes. Joining me on the sofa, far right, is Sam Obaseki. Not his political views, just his position on the sofa. No doubt we'll be talking about whether Mo Salah qualifies as world class or not today.
Don't start.
Sam's infamous argument, there we go, from the get-go. The Lisp King, who's normally behind the camera, joins us in front of the camera. What an honour. Okay, although he does hate European football. Or is it just European football-based questions on Stat Wars?
Bit of both. I don't mind European football now, sort of.
There we have it. Definitely up for the occasion. And we have Zach Jalab with us, who has just smashed a Slim Chickens in record time.
We all have.
So, you know, we're fit for the stream. We've eaten. There'll be no masticating at half-time. All right? Just straight up questions. And joining us in Social Corner is Peter Darman.
It's more social side.
I mean, that's just what I've gone for.
You've just been booed.
I mean, you know.
That could be Armchair Fans' first booing. Okay, before we delve into the questions, James Wayne from behind the scenes says hello. He also said, oh shit. Are we all good now?
We're all good now.
We're all good now. Okay, so clearly something went wrong. If you couldn't hear us for the first 30 seconds, apologies. A button was not pressed, but he solved it now. And Mike Atkins on sound as well says hello. Let's get our first couple of questions in then, because kickoff is imminent. 8 minutes. And I won't be answering it because I've got one more chicken tender left.
Bring it on.
I mean, I should have prepared for this, shouldn't I?
Oh.
Instead of straightening your hair 15 minutes before the stream started.
Give the fans what they want.
True.
Go on.
True.
I have no fans apart from my mum.
Aww. Sweet.
You're all right.
True.
You're doing really well for buying time right now.
Yeah.
Phenomenally well.
I mean, it's Liverpool related. It's not Champions League related.
Okay.
But Shawnee23 has asked, will Liverpool finally be able to go the distance in the Premier League?
Ooh.
No.
Do you want to elaborate on that, guys?
No, not really. Just don't like them. No, I don't think anyone will win the Premier League again until Pep Guardiola leaves.
Until he's in the ground. I actually don't think. Yeah, I don't think that City somehow have got better this season, despite getting 100 points last season, despite scoring 106 goals. Their defence is actually conceding less shots per 90 than last year, which is kind of unfathomable. 1.9 shots on target you're conceding per game in the league this year. Merritt Laporte and John Stones, they're little beauties, aren't they?
But it's the depth in that squad which is ridiculous. Like,
What, Man City's or Liverpool's?
Man City's. If they want to give Laporte or Stones like a break, just stick in company one of the Premier League's best ever centre-backs. Or Otamendi, who's also very good.
But the depth now in Liverpool's squad.
No, but I think that's where they fall down defensively, though.
If
If you lose Van Dijk, you've got Lovren and Gomez.
Exactly.
If you lose your wing backs,
Gomez is playing well.
yeah,
though.
but if you lose your wing backs like Robertson,
But the
and
level of
Arnold,
depth.
you've got Roberto or you've got Alberto Moreno.
Exactly.
You know,
the level of depth in that City squad compared
It's
to
not
Liverpool.
bad, but it's not silly.
Otamendi and company would start for Liverpool's defence, and they've got them on the bench.
They're going to challenge them. Like they're going to.
Yeah, I think they'll push them.
The
But
whole
I think
season,
that
but I don't think they'll win it.
especially if they go far in the Champions League, they'll really struggle.
Okay, so what you guys saying is that defensively still a little bit shallow from Liverpool's end. If Van Dijk concedes, then the wheels might come off.
I don't even think
Van Dijk concedes if Van Dijk is to become injured.
I think it's more
But
than
even now with the
Liverpool
wing
just
backs
that
as
good.
well.
Oh, one at a time, lads. Come on.
It's more even that City are just that good. City are so good in terms of the teams they play. They just absolutely dominate them, even when they're the top sides. They just absolutely dominate
But
them.
not
and
Liverpool.
Stay at the
I don't think
Liverpool is
I
the
think they
bogey
should have
team.
beaten Liverpool.
I don't think they'll run away with it this
earlier
year.
in the
What, when you drew 0-0, sorry?
Yeah.
Well, Mahrez did miss a penalty, but I think Liverpool were gave as good as it got that
That was a
game.
horrendous game.
No, it just wasn't a very
It
good
was
game.
really
Both
tactical.
managers-
It was just tactical.
Both managers, Jurgen Klopp is the only manager that Pep Guardiola really fits, I think, in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And probably the highest compliment you can pay the fact he changed his tactics. And he never strays from his tactics.
Yeah.
To play Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool after you would, resoundingly beat on more than one occasion last campaign. But I do think Man City still are too strong. Aymeric Laporte, possibly the best centre-back in the world on current form. He was tremendous again last night. Do you think that Manchester City, in terms of the Champions League, are favourites like the bookies are saying?
No.
As well, could they possibly do the double if we're going to dismiss Liverpool's?
I think they'll be in the
Championship
top. They'll
credentials?
be in the top 4.
Yeah.
They'll definitely get to semis, but I don't know if they've got.
City are great for a campaign. They're
Yeah,
fantastic
well,
in
but
campaign, but they're beatable on the day.
Yeah,
They're beatable on the day.
yeah.
That's why. Yeah, that's for
Cup
me. That's
competitions.
Guardiola's football. Like, it's so good, but if you do make a mistake, it will get punished. Unless you're incredibly good, and I mean, you'd have to not be a human to not make a mistake at some
literally.
point, and that will it's just more likely to happen in the Champions League, isn't it?
Of course, a lot riding on tonight's game. Sorry for talking with a full mouth. Napoli on 6 points, Liverpool on 6 points, PSG on 5. Red Star on 4 there at the bottom.
Very good.
So it's all to play for. A few debatable decisions made by PSG. Rabiot on the bench. Do you see Liverpool getting anything from this, Zach? And then we'll work our way down the sofa, come back to Dorman before the next question.
Well, on the first, when these two teams first played each other earlier this season, I expected PSG to be a lot better than they were. But I think it was also because Liverpool were very, very good on the day and tactically played so much better than them. And even their players like Neymar just did not have any sniffs of the ball. Same with Mbappe, and even Rabiot on that day did not have a good game. That might be why he's on the bench, to try something a bit different. I would go with a 3-3 draw.
Cool, I hope so.
6-goal thriller. What about you, Kieran?
I don't really rate PSG at all. They just have a rubbish record against English teams. I don't know what it is, but they're just poor. I think they beat Chelsea once or something.
They beat us, I think,
Are
a
you
couple
saying-
of times.
Are you saying they flatter to deceive? And they're on
Yeah,
47
they're just a bit of
points
a-
at current in Liga and
they're
absolutely
just
walking the league. But can't really translate that form into Europe. I don't think they've gone past the quarter-final ever. So
Yeah, they have a stupid record like that.
And it doesn't
But
look
even
like,
we got to the semi-final.
It doesn't look like they're going to get there. Well, they won't get there if Liverpool get anything from this game, will they? Napoli, we're assuming, will beat Red Star. Sam, do you
Yes,
like
sir.
any players from this current PSG team, or do you see them getting anything from tonight? I mean, it's quite hard not to like Mbappe.
I don't
Neymar.
know. That's the thing. I'm proper rooting for
Cavani.
Mbappe and Neymar, but when they play against teams in Champions League, they're just so quiet, except from a few moments where you see their brilliance. I'm just hoping today Neymar just does a madness and scores a hat trick and they get through. Because I don't really like Liverpool. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get through.
I think it's also got PSG are very much a team of individuals as well. All these players are players who, in any other team, would be the star player.
Yeah.
But when you've got, say, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of them all playing in one team, it's hard to sort of share the limelight between them, especially when one of them is Neymar, arguably one of the most commercial players in the world.
I thought Neymar had a really productive first 20 minutes against Liverpool. I think he still created 4 chances despite being quiet. So always a threat. Let's go over the lineups now. So it's looking like a 4-2-3-1.
Marquinhos.
So the front 4,
That's weird.
Di Maria, Neymar in 10, Mbappe outright, Cavani spearheading the team up front. Any weaknesses in there for you? Maybe Marquinhos in CDM where Rabiot would normally set up?
Excuse me. No, I think Marquinhos has actually been quite good in the league at CDM. He's actually proven himself to be he can actually play that position quite well. I can't remember, did Buffon play in goal in the first game? Was it Arioli?
No,
Was it
no,
Arioli?
No, I didn't.
Sent off, didn't he?
Ooh, you never know. He might have a say in how
But
this fixture goes.
Liverpool have gone for the same midfield three though. They like Henderson and Milner. That engine.
They
Like,
are
just love
literally
it.
engines.
Yeah, that PSG did not like it. Conversely, did they? James Milner was an absolute machine in the opening exchanges of that last game. Wijnaldum, in very decent form for club and country as well, started to add goals to his game. And the front 3 kind of speaks for itself for Liverpool, doesn't it? Mane, Firmino, Salah, of course. And that. Gomez at right back is a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, dropping Arnold.
Alexander-Arnold on the
a bit
bench.
Apparently he's got a really bad record in Europe, Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, I
Read
think
earlier.
it's also to
Interesting.
accommodate Lovren in centre back.
Okay, Lovren, for all his, not all his, because that's pretty harsh, but for some of his short Cummings, he's very, very good at defending from wide areas, isn't he? Defending crosses that come in from the box. And, you know, with Di Maria and Mbappe providing a service out there, they may well need that skill set. So we're just kicking off. Any last score predictions, Dorman? Don't think you've given yours?
2-1 PSG.
So I'm the only one on the sofa that wants Liverpool to win.
I'm not bothered who wins. I just want a good game.
Why wouldn't I?
Because they're just
Scummy
they're
club.
so entitled, man. Like after they reached the Champions League final last year.
Name me.
Straight away.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Cavani could have been in there if he had a better touch.
man.
But most top teams have entitled fans.
100%.
Not like Liverpool though. They've been
Yeah, there's
bad
just
for the
something.
last.
It's like the last thing they won was the League Cup. With like under Kenny Dalglish, and then he got sacked pretty quickly after
Was
that.
that against Cardiff? What a memorable final.
Yeah.
when
It was.
Gerrard played against Gerrard, his cousin.
And it's,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I don't agree with that. Like, I actually think Liverpool, due to the team they have, do deserve success. They are a very good squad and actually play very attractive football.
I don't
And
think
as a
anyone
Liverpool
Yeah,
deserves
fan,
no,
it.
they
well,
don't
this
deserve
thing, I
success.
don't like
Not
Liverpool,
bad.
but it's hard to not like them at the minute.
Yeah,
if you know what I
100%.
mean. If you like football, considering
Yeah,
they're a
Jurgen
strong
Klopp.
team,
Oh.
and they're playing well.
Oh.
I mean, they're getting fairly exposed.
less than a minute in, and PSG have already had 2 attacks in 50
They're,
seconds.
they're going for it, man. They're
It
going
bodes
for it.
well.
They need to, man.
Liverpool playing quite a high line and
Yeah.
PSG going a little bit more direct. By the way, I've got the worst clip ever on here. What is this all about, lads? Mike on sound, you absolutely stitched me up. Doesn't shut, mate. That might be a problem. Anyway,
Good God.
roll the
I think
punches. Look at it.
this is Lovren's time to show that he's top 5.
The best centre-back in the world, in
though,
himself.
'cause He said that so
What are you
confidently.
doing, man?
And I rate it. I can't lie, but
Yeah, but rate it when you actually are. Like, even if you're in the top 5, sure, he's not top.
I mean,
he's not top 10.
I rate the confidence, but the fact that
Yeah, you gotta
back
big yourself up.
Back yourself, but
Like, oh yeah.
maybe
no, but
be
to
a-
be
maybe
fair,
be a wee bit more pragmatic
to be
about it.
fair, at Liverpool before Van Dijk came in, he was probably their best centre back.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it was him or Matip.
Yeah,
Fair.
And Matip they got on a free from Schalke, I think.
Yeah.
good club that.
God.
Right, cool.
Any other questions,
Just, sorry, just wrestling my clip. I missed that last bit of the conversation.
I'm going for a 2-2.
Oh,
Referee's
nutmegging.
Who's brought him down there?
Hasn't won a foul.
No one clearly just fell over on his own.
Oh my goodness!
What are you
What?
doing?
That's another, but Verratti didn't have a good game, if I remember correctly.
Oh my
Mate,
days!
Bradley made for that.
Silky.
Absolutely
It worked,
stunned
but-
Firmino.
Oh, Firmino, that's
He
disgusting.
just pushed him.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, they're on
PSG
it.
are
They're
playing
on
it.
very nice football right now.
The lesser
Oh,
of two.
Very
Go on,
nice
bangers,
football.
go on, bangers. Oh,
Mbappe was
He's warming
through
up.
on goal.
He's warming up though.
No,
Like
match for
this
those
area.
bangers.
He's warming
That's
up.
what I want to see from PSG that we were lacking in the first game. A bit of intensity, speed from box to box. Verratti turning Firmino there. Firmino does that a lot, by the way. He's a good defensive forward, conceded probably a half-decent foul, but Verratti took that so quickly.
Yeah.
Liverpool was sleeping again.
Good
Di
block.
Maria
Yeah, but at the
Lovren
same
there.
time, you don't really want Verratti spinning. They've sent it forward on the edge of your box.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that just shows his composure, man. He's
No,
cold.
I
I
would
would
have
took far too
punched-
long to get that ball out.
I would have punted that ball so
Yeah.
far up the pitch. It was unbelievable. I would not have trusted my skill
I'd
set.
be knackered by the time I span. I wouldn't be able to done it. It's going out for a throw-in.
Oh, Di Maria, corner. Name on the ball.
Ah.
No, that,
That worked.
No, he wants to
Go
get him
on.
back because you know Mane did him in the first game. Ref.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that's
my
fine. That's
days.
fine.
that
That's
is something
fine.
that Neymar would hold on to as well.
Yeah, 100. You
Yeah,
think
I mean,
his guys didn't tell him, oh yeah.
Oh, hello, Mo.
Great tackle.
Sat Banat down.
Oh,
Verratti.
did
That's
that
all
go
gone
off? No, that didn't
Go
go
on,
off.
let's have another question in the opening for the opening minutes of this game.
There is a question here about Robertson, if I can find it.
Andy Robertson, well worth digging out that.
Alfie Robinson has asked, is Andy Robertson the best left back in the world at the minute, or at least in the conversation?
So Alfie Robinson has asked
About Andy Robertson.
That's his
Robertson.
cousin, 100%.
No, Robinson. Robertson.
okay.
I don't want to sound like Pato, but whoever's asked that needs to just stop. Please
Is it
stop.
top 5 or best?
Well, he said, is he at least in the conversation?
In the Premier League?
In
In the Premier League,
Well, I mean,
he could be in that
we can do
conversation,
different
but not in
tiers.
In the Premier League, 100%. Because who else do you put in there? Maybe him.
Benjamin Mendy.
Mendy
A
when
fit
he's not
Mendy.
injured.
Alonso is definitely there.
Defensively, speaking. Alonso.
Oh, defensively, sorry. Oh, okay, maybe, yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
Did you just ask whether defending contributed to being the best left back in the world? Yes, it does, Zach. And Marcelo is easily the best left back
No,
in the
but he
world.
was saying Prem for starts.
Okay, well,
I mean,
Alonso is not even in the top 15 left backs of the world, mate. All right.
No,
So get a
come
grip
on,
it,
come on. Let's
okay?
not disrespect Alonso. Man.
He's not a bad left wing back.
still
Probably a
say,
better left midfielder than his left back.
get Alonso up front and see what happens.
I'd rather have
he's too
Fabian
slow.
Delph at left back than Marcus Alonso.
Same.
yeah.
Why
Nicer
not?
bloke as well.
No, he's not. Did you not see him in the documentary?
When he was
What?
telling Pep Guardiola
Do the basics.
what to do, how to
He'd be telling
fix
Pep
it,
what to do.
fix it
Guardiola said he's the
post game.
nicest bloke. So, and I trust that man.
His heart's in the right place, Fabian Delph. Anyway, right. So Robertson,
I
you
would-
think possibly the best in the Premier League? You guys?
I would
In the
say
conversation.
I would say fit Benjamin Mendy's better, but he's probably top 3 on current form.
Though when Mendy, at the beginning of the season, he wasn't playing although he was grabbing assists, he wasn't playing that well. Like, I've seen a couple of tweets that you put out, Kieran, that you weren't too happy about.
He's a bit wobbly. I'll put it like
Who,
that.
Mendy?
But yeah, he's a bit like.
What do you mean
It was
wobbly?
he was a bit reminiscent of. He just, when you just can't kick a ball like that.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. He's
There's
got
just
that
a bit gangly, a bit.
rawness to him, innit?
Yeah, like you feel.
Yeah,
like
but he's also one of those players who kind of looks like he's never quite in control, but still
Yeah,
retain, but
he's-
still
yeah,
retains
yeah,
the
it
aggression.
might just be like
You know
that.
what I mean?
One of the saddest things is that he
So
injured his left knee last year,
Oh
and
my
done his
God.
right
now injured his right
Yeah.
one.
Do you know one of the
He's so
saddest
injured,
things? This
bro.
clip. Have we got another clip, guys?
Where's that clip on the other mic? There, yeah, but that's terrible. Like, a player like him just can't make it. Like,
Oh,
can't
go on.
stay fit. It's going to be
Oh!
a
Di
very
Maria,
sad.
you
PSG
bad
have been
boy.
really good.
You-
Di Maria-
He's going to do a madness.
Di Maria only scores rockets, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks like mid transformation from Men in Black. Like the guy just he looks like that.
Like the little worm. The worm bird.
A horrible
He
bloke.
does. I've
my
noticed,
days.
by the way, Cavani is playing right wing. With
What,
Mbappe
and
playing
Mbappe's,
up front.
Mbappe's gone in the middle.
No, I
Interesting
think-
observation there. So, corner coming in from Di Maria. It's a decent shot. I think that came down a little bit quicker than Alisson Becker expected. I think he could have caught that.
Why do
Why do they keep playing it
short?
short?
Oh!
He's off.
Oh, whammy.
Someone needs to have a word with
Thiago
Alisson's-
Silva didn't play the first leg, did he? Thiago Silva. Did he play the first game?
Might have.
I feel like he
I've
didn't
got
play.
too
Can't
much
remember.
going on in the bonds to remember.
He's
it.
onside.
He's onside.
He's onside.
Onside.
Though he needs to put that away.
Oh, he didn't go in.
Yeah.
He needs to put that away.
That was a decent effort. He's generated a lot of power.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where else he can put that.
Is
I
VAR
mean-
in the Champions League?
Next
No,
season.
from next season.
Next season. Just like the Premier
Yeah,
League.
for real.
But-
Although they
That's
said
a
they
high
might, they
foot.
said they might be able to introduce it halfway through the season in the Champions League, didn't they?
Like knockout
Well,
stages.
because that'd be
It makes
interesting
sense.
there.
They like
because,
knockout. They can't
yeah.
do like.
well, there, he's onside, Thiago Silva.
Yeah, but he didn't score.
Yeah, but behind him is Mbappe with a free open goal.
Yeah.
What?
No, because Mbappe was behind Thiago Silva, so he would have been onside.
How we did on these clips, lads? Because I think people are just listening to my nipples at the moment.
I mean, that's
God.
what. That's 3 times now Liverpool's high line have been cut out in the
Mate.
first 7.5
They
minutes.
need to score though. They need to score because.
Who oh yeah, as in
No, no,
they need
PSG
need to convert these chances, 100%.
I think you mentioned about why they passed the corner again. My at uni, my best mate did a football degree. That's
Oh,
a,
okay.
That's a thing.
Is that a thing?
But yeah,
He paid money.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
fair play,
For a football
respect it.
degree.
I respect it.
yeah. Well, what are we trying to say is there something wrong with a football degree?
A degree in football.
Yeah.
You don't just play football. Don't worry about that. It was a lot more work than my degree. But apparently from corners, like if you just if you just
clip.
this is why City do it as well. We barely ever cross it in. We always just play it short. Oh. Apparently the conversion rate, your chance of scoring from a corner is just like stupid. Like you just probably won't score from a corner
Yeah.
if you just cross it in.
Unless you're steak.
But the conversion rate is just something silly.
And so they
it makes
find,
more.
they find it easier to pass it.
Yeah, so you
instead.
part because then I imagine just because people move about a bit more,
Yeah, it changes the
it
angle.
gets a bit more hectic,
That
and
they're set
also
up.
just because we don't even half the time we just pass it and just continue to pass it like we just.
It makes sense.
Play a
One of my biggest annoyances, is that a
Bugbears.
word? Bugbears, yeah,
Yeah.
with Chelsea is how we always keep doing this
Oh,
tactic. of-
lovely tackle,
Good
Jimbo.
finish.
Oh,
he's gone, Mo.
he's burned it.
Gas him, Mo.
Well
Played. Well
Um,
played, Marquinhos.
But yeah, no, we'll put it at the front post, and I don't think we've ever scored from it yet, ever. And it's just like a waste every single time,
Oh,
especially when
In
we
swingers
People with
or
such
out
good
swingers,
such good heading
guys.
ability.
Oh.
In
In
swingers.
swingers.
100%.
Yeah, in.
Keep the pace on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also at goal.
I had to think
Di Maria,
about which one was in and which one was out there.
You were
left and
thinking
right.
swingers, weren't
Oh,
you?
he's down.
We're 9 minutes
Keys in
in.
the
Di
ball.
Maria is on the floor holding his knee. It's not looking pretty.
Just like
They're
him.
doing a replay now.
Oh, Milner, that is filth.
That was
No,
fine.
That is
No,
filth,
that-
man.
That's a
It's
hearty
nothing.
challenge.
Yeah,
He'll get
that's
up
fine,
from
I'm fine
that.
with
It's
But
absolutely fine.
in football, they need to give away more in football. They need to be like, oh, don't worry about it, mate. That's fine. Even if it wasn't.
That's filth, man.
That's absolutely fine.
Too
Thomas
Well,
Tuchel is not happy on
You're in
there.
that position because you always have that happen to you, so you know what it's like. to
Yeah,
feel a little bit of
exactly.
pain.
You have to protect the players. You've got to protect them.
And when it's a little, a little touch on the toe, it's fine. Absolutely
I mean, you
fine.
literally
Not
stood
the
my
challenge
shoes.
that you put in
That's pretty
yesterday.
rude.
Yeah, well, that guy annoyed me, so I took him out.
Thomas Tuchel there not looking happy on the sideline for that Jimbo Milner tackle.
Jacket's wavy though.
His comb over's not.
No, his hair is so bad.
He looks like a Bond villain, doesn't he?
Someone-
He looks properly evil.
Someone thinks
Big fan,
Liverpool's tactic right now is to let PSG
Counter-attack
waste all
them.
their energy for the first 20 minutes.
It makes sense
So-
though,
What?
The fans,
because on the counter
On
they're
it.
still strong.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
but not if they let them in having like 4 clear-cut chances. They're going to convert.
identifying that the home side is when they, especially when they need to, given the complexion of the group, are going
Oh,
to
Leo?
come at the away side for the first 20 minutes. That's not tactics. That's just the way most football games unfold when the sides are pretty evenly split as well. 10 minutes in then, and Liverpool have definitely had the better of it, haven't they? Not Liverpool, sorry, PSG.
Yeah, 100%. PSG have had like 4 decent chances. Liverpool have had maybe 1.
No,
It's really nice
I
watching
think
a
it was,
game
What, the
and
half
seeing
chance when
Liverpool
Salah
vulnerable.
nearly-
No, but they're not though, because one
nice.
ball to Mo, and he's just.
No, but usually you watch Liverpool in the league or whatever, and then they're just, people.
Oh, Napoli
They
are
don't get
1-0 up. Hamsik.
Hamsik. I remember Luis Enrique's Barcelona doing this quite a lot. If we're going to credit Liverpool with sort of adopting some sort of rope-a-dope technique, in that a large part of their game was constructed from hitting people on the counter-attacks and having a one like speed merchant up front, which was just kind of either or, wasn't it? Messi, Suarez, Neymar, all of them had decent pace at some point in their career. So if they're doing that, I mean, they've got the pace to do that now, haven't they? And away from they're set up perfectly to operate on the counter, aren't they? Away from home.
PSG are playing some stupid.
go on.
Hit it!
Oh,
Mbappe.
straight to the keeper
Mbappe.
from Kylian. Great build-up
Come
play
on.
with him and Neymar. Neymar's been taken out as well.
Perfect.
No, is it me, yeah, or does Neymar still look injured? Like,
Or from the World Cup.
yeah, like every time I see him play, he's playing with like a
Holding
A
back a
worry
bit.
he might
holding
get
back a
injured,
little
yeah.
bit.
His numbers don't. I do only watch him play in the Champions League because I certainly don't really watch Ligue 1 week in, week out unless it's against the top sides in France. Because his numbers have remained unaffected. They're still brilliant.
Yeah, 100. But
So he's managing to sustain them. You know, like when Harry Kane was injured, it became pretty clear for his shot numbers. Like Neymar still completing the same amount of dribbles, same amount of percentage of take-ons, like key passes. Yes, Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger's.
He looks so old.
He looks like an oil painting, doesn't he?
Like death is a no, it won't say
Come
that.
on.
come on.
No, I never said it. I never said it.
No, to be
What
fair-
I will tell you though, Opta Jello has come back with another one.
All
Marquinhos.
right.
Outward.
Wait,
Right,
I'll
play him.
tell you
Who's
after.
doing an attack?
Mbappe, please.
Mbappe. Oh, go on.
Hit it!
Get
Look at that!
You know,
He arrived from
feel
Bayern
him.
Munich for £5 million.
mate.
We all thought he's not going to do anything in the capital city, and he scored against
Yes.
Liverpool and reignited their Champions League hopes.
Ooh.
Juan
What is that?
Bernat.
Liverpool need to wake up, man.
Did anyone have Bernat first goal scorer? That's our Champions League kit giveaway absolutely gone.
we.
That's impressive. Well
Did you
done,
hear?
mate.
Did you hear about what the Bayern Munich? I think it was the chairman or the manager said about Bernat before he left. I think there was one game where he was at fault for one of the goals, and apparently that was the reason they sold him.
The crucified
For
for it.
one
Like,
game.
literally.
Hung him
What,
out
as in there
to
was a straw
dry.
that broke the camel's back?
But I think it was like a.
That's what I do on FIFA.
That's mad.
Or
Or
football manager,
yeah,
2 weeks' wages.
I hate so
Why?
many players because of football manager. I feel like you
Yes, Bernat. I feel him.
No, as I'll get back to my point, the reason he was so far up the pitch was because Marquinhos keeps dropping in to defence.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what his whole game
So
plan
he's
is.
dropping into to a
let
back
the
three, yeah.
To let the fullbacks go forward.
Oh, that makes sense.
But I mean, well, PSG are coming through the midfield, like centrally. So it makes
Yeah,
it makes
yeah, they
sense
go
that
straight
the space
through.
is out wide for the wing backs to
This
lead
is
on
actually
to.
what I wanted.
Yeah,
This is
nice
fantastic. This is
30
actually
goal
really nice
sets it
build
up.
from PSG as well. There was some really nice build-up just before that, where they love the little one
Flicks,
touches,
innit?
flicks.
And that might be
Oh, yes, Neymar.
Liverpool's midfield three are losing it in there, aren't they? And that might be because the fullbacks are overloading them. There's 5 in there now. They're not quite controlling it like they were in the first leg. Not getting any help from their fullbacks because they're penned back. Oh, and the TV is back. It's back, baby.
Oh, he's
Uncle
bold,
Fest,
isn't he?
Uncle Fest, the referee today.
Me.
Oh,
ref-
Tom City, talking to.
That's fresh as well. That is fresh.
He's not sent too
That's,
far.
that's razor.
They haven't said
Razor fresh.
He's got his
He's like-
wife to.
Pierre, he just clearly loves Pierre
Beat
easy
his
clean.
head.
Aye, it's just Adam Hibbert did that yesterday to Danny Papp in football. Booted the ball out of him.
Horrible
We're on
man,
the same
that
team.
is.
Right.
As in general. Is there
Women
another
in
question at all?
Brighton fan number 1 says.
Big up Brighton fan number 1.
Oh, I love him.
He's here. He's never not here.
I like to think it's actually Glenn Murray.
Why he has commented? Why does Kieran remind me of Jeremy Clarkson?
Whoa. That is a.
I mean, he would have taken
Statement.
Andy
What do I
Serkis.
do?
He would have taken, anyone but an old conservative
Mr.
man.
Bean, I get Mr. Bean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, only by appearance, because McCubbin is far more Bean than you are.
Yeah, he's very beany.
man.
He bumbles about the office. He beans it up every
How
day.
is Henderson captain though, man? That's why Liverpool
Why-
don't
yeah,
deserve
why
to
is
win.
Henderson-
But
That's
that's
actually
Over
why.
who would you have instead of Henderson?
Van Dijk, man. Even
Right,
though he's
Van
covered,
Dijk. Yeah,
even though he's
Van Dijk.
covered recently. Fam,
I like
he's
this.
the
This is
captain.
getting inside Obaseki's head during a game, and what? That's annoyed you, has it, Henderson being captain?
Yeah, because for me,
But how do you know
the
when he doesn't
captain has to
pitch?
be not someone that's just vocal, but you have to see it in their quality and what they bring to the team. I don't think he brings that much on the ball
Bar's
compared
high, man.
to
You're saying he has to be a match winner to be captain?
not
Yeah.
a match winner, but look at Van Dijk. Like he's come into the team and he's transformed it already, and he's been there for a few months.
But that doesn't
Like-
mean he should be captain.
Yeah, I know.
Captain is about being a leader.
Yeah.
And I
Henderson's
don't
not a
think
leader.
Van
He got a
Dijk-
red card the other
No,
day
but
for
Henderson
two
also,
stupid challenges.
But we don't know the same behind the dressing room stuff where. But Henderson is taking players aside,
That's
and
fair, that's
introducing
fair.
them something.
That's fair,
That
that's
might be
fair.
why he's the leader, because he's literally been there for one
Yeah.
of the longest.
County's so much more than just
I know,
performance.
but sticking around isn't the best.
No,
metrics
of
for
course. But as I
captains,
said,
but-
to look at a captain, you need to be behind the scenes. It's hard to be able to tell everything they do.
So you think
Ooh,
Cahill should
rinsed
still
him.
be captain? Yeah.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Cahill.
Is
Every
he-
time
is
a
he
player
not-
every time a player joins, Cahill takes them around London. He talks.
Nah,
he shows them.
Dave.
Is
like,
he
their
not
places.
officially
Dave's
still
my
your captain?
captain.
He is officially our captain, but our on-pitch captain is
Dave.
Asper because he's the one that starts, basically.
So Wijnaldum has just been
got
booked,
booked.
and the debate
Ah,
about captains rages on. Guys, get in the comments below. Who do you think should be Liverpool's captain, and what qualities do you like to see in a captain? Sense of humour?
I feel like him to be quite good at football.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah?
You got to.
Vincent Kompany is the ultimate off-field captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now.
Oh!
This might be space they have.
Oh.
PSG nearly in there from a cheeky little free kick from Neymar, dropping it about 8-9 yards out. Liverpool's line.
Yes.
Oh.
Ref.
Dead
Oh,
again.
Mano,
Oh.
thank you.
Yeah.
Ah, they're on
Is that
them.
Wijnaldum
I
again?
feel it.
Is that Wijnaldum again?
Silva, my
What's
guy.
Thiago Silva up there winning it
Thiago
back?
Silva
on
pressing the ball down
He's
the
a
yards from
captain.
goal.
Quality.
It's on the right wing.
Ooh,
What's going on?
Wijnaldum again, minutes after being
corner.
booked. Clumsy from him. This is a proper tuckle press, isn't it? They're absolutely raging.
Going back to the thing about company,
Go on.
it's like it's gone a bit weird now because he just doesn't play, and when he has played, I don't know if it's because he just hasn't been able to have a run of games properly. Oh, PSG!
Well played there.
I was
From,
about to go backwards penalty, also known as a free kick.
well played there from Milner.
Yeah,
But
that was okay.
company he's gone a bit like Mendy-legged. He's just a bit wobbly. I think
No,
last
he's done, man.
started in the Premier League was against Wolves, where he drew 1-1, and he was so bad. He was
How
really
old is
bad.
he?
I think he's bad compared to
Early one?
who you have, like
Yeah.
John Stones
Yeah, I
and
think
Laporte.
that-
They're
yeah.
so good now
And I
that
think
it
if-
makes him look worse.
If he can play Guardiola's football, I just think he needs a run of games, but it's just
Yeah.
impossible when you've got John
He was probably
Stones
the
and
start
Laporte.
of Guardiola's football before Guardiola joined, playing out from the back. He
Yeah,
loved
Company is so
passing
good.
it.
I think Kompany deserves a lot of credit
Yeah.
for changing his game. But,
Yeah,
I mean, perfect to be transitioning to a new guard with guys like Otamendi tied down on
Yeah.
a contract and people like Vincent Kompany behind them. But and they do have their qualities, and they're probably more obvious to spot, aren't they? But Aymeric Laporte, particularly last night as well, all throughout the course of the season, his passings and John Stones, you know what? Their strength is that they're actually so similar. They're both so daring at the ball. They're both so willing to step out. That actually, I'm going to go full Van Straten. Their expected build-up play, which is possession.
Ooh, that's a new one.
Which is possession that leads to shots. It's one of the actual metrics that I like. Yeah, is 0.8
Stop listening.
per game. It's because you're a moron. It's 0.8 per game. So someone like Bonucci is 0.4. Someone like Ramos is about
0.6.
0 points. Yeah, I might have got them the wrong way around actually. Ramos 0.4, Bonucci 0.6, and they're ball playing centre halves. So if Laporte's in possession, you've got twice as many chances of having a shot on goal than someone like Ramos.
Yeah.
It's incredible, man. That's how good City are from distributing from the back.
So would you say that they've got the best centre-back pairing in the
It's
world?
looking like that. It's obviously only 13 games deep into the season, but I mean, Varane and Ramos have dropped right off, haven't they?
Yeah.
So
They might actually, you know. There's no one else.
MTT PK are.
Nah,
aren't
PK's
too bad.
fallen off, man. PK is
Yeah, but
fallen
I think
off.
for the last
MTT's
3
been
seasons,
injured
PK's
as
fallen
well.
off exponentially.
Who, MTT?
No, PK.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, they've got Longley in as well now, haven't they? So they've got
yeah,
strong defensive options at Barcelona. And I would back them to get better. I think for I can't remember what the stat is now, but they are conceding, I think, the most shots per game in the last 3 or 4 seasons. So a little bit porous this season. But
even last season they conceded more shots than they were 7th in the
Ter
table for most shots.
Stegen
The reason they were good last season was because Ter Stegen was pulling off ridiculous saves.
They've already conceded as many goals this season than in Luis Enrique's title-winning season.
Oh my god!
Don't
So-
concede.
What are they
like
doing?
this.
What are you
PSG
doing?
just taking it around
Do
the
anything,
box.
he's running about your own box, you moron.
Why do they do that, man?
I was French
You
for
can
headless
actually
chicken.
see 3 man on you.
Sacre
Just
bleu.
get it out.
That's
But if they
lovely
score for
goal.
this joke,
Some poulet.
goodness me.
Something
Compem-
head.
He just like, sorry.
Bambi.
Tetless poulet.
But so both teams are playing a similar game here, aren't they? Like determined to play it out from the back and giving away decent quality chances in and around the box. A lot of bodies in between Salah and Buffon there, to be fair. So
you can't turn the ball up.
difficult
in your
chance
box.
that.
Kimpembe is good on the ball though.
You like Kimpembe, yeah?
He's actually very good. How old is he again?
20.
He's at
early 20s.
Yeah, he's really good. He's one for the future.
I mean, France's options. Oh my God.
Ooh.
If Firmino had played Milner in
Oh,
down the
there,
right,
there.
might have been in there. Both teams playing a high-risk brand of football. I mean, France's potential defensive depth could be even better than it was at the World Cup.
Yeah, it's mad.
Laporte is
frightening as
uncapped.
well.
It's mad.
He's uncapped.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah, it's strange.
Their whole team.
He turned down Spain. Who turns down Spain?
Yeah,
Qualified to play for Spain because obviously played for Bilbao for so long. But
But who would you choose though if you had the chance? Spain or France? I'd choose France as well.
I mean, he's determined to represent the
5 years
city,
ago, Spain.
the country of his birth. Sorry, so that's his motive, isn't it? If it's pick the better football team, well, yeah, I suppose the current Spanish setup is in a little bit of disarray,
mad,
isn't
yeah.
it? So maybe not as appealing as time gone by. But talking of time going by, 20 minutes, Paris still lead. If you're not subscribed to Football Daily, then please click subscribe below. Armchair fans, we do this for every big Champions League occasion. We also live stream at the weekend for Premier League games. It's a show called The Football Social, and I'll be on it this Sunday where we're doing back-to-back games on Super Sunday. So, little plug there for you. Dorman, have we got any more questions to entertain these fine gentlemen?
Well, I'm just looking through the comments, and there's actually quite a few people who agree with Obaseki
I swear.
about VVD.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Sofa said, as a Liverpool fan, I think Virgil van Dijk should be captain. He's really transformed the team after being there for about 10 months. Virgil for the armband.
What's with the sigh?
It's just, I just don't think people make so many presumptions based on what happens in the football, which is fair enough, of course, but so much of it, I think, is behind the
that's
scenes.
what's more important.
That's
though.
hard to quantify. They can only make assumptions
No, of
from what they
course,
see on
of course,
pitch.
but if you can find it out, if you look into it, there are.
What, follow
you
him
can-
around?
Like stalking,
Follow
yeah,
him on Insta
100%.
Creeping around Melwood?
I don't know, but I also think I'm not in agreement with Pato on the whole idea of captains. But I do think they are maybe overplayed a little bit too much.
Yeah, what's Pato's?
Well, Pato's thing just thinks captains are ridiculous, full stop. Which
No,
I
it's-
don't.
Ref, don't do it. Thank you.
Oh, that's a very
I thought it was
That's
going
a very big
to
yellow, isn't it?
Look at Van Dijk. He's trying to eat his
Cool.
nose. Hey.
About
was
10
tasty.
seconds before that, outstanding turn from
Yeah,
Verratti.
yeah,
And
he
then
got too excited,
that's
man.
both
Yeah.
sides of his game. That is Verratti in a nutshell, isn't it?
He loves those
turns
slide
this
tackles,
man
though.
and then he just thinks,
That was barely a slide, that's a jump.
Oh, that's a red though. I can't
Yeah,
lie.
yeah.
That is a red.
If he's over foot off the
The
ground,
ref
No,
goes
no,
it.
he
that's
jumps
a red.
in it. It still studs up halfway up the leg.
I think
That's a red.
that's an orange. I don't think you get a red for
Simba.
that. You don't get a red for that.
Well, they might be bringing that in.
Oh, he's changing
Neymar's
boots.
changing boots.
In many-
Mad. Why are you being
Champions
so
League
bougie, fam?
Too tight.
I like Verratti. I like someone who's just a bit of a knob. Yeah, I don't know why.
He's PSG's Fernandinho, isn't he?
He's making a living being a bit of a knob. It's just I
Yeah,
respect that.
he is actually. That's a good comparison.
He's such a gifted footballer. He's probably got he's more talented than Fernandinho, but in terms of I suppose anchoring the midfield, no one else can do it since Thiago Motta left. Oh, Liverpool!
They love him at
Look
PSG.
look at what's his Henderson passing forward and everything. Here we go.
Shock.
I think Henderson suffers
Oh,
a bit
well
from.
done, Verratti.
Yes, Verratti.
That definitely gone. That was definitely a
Yeah,
corner.
that was way
well
gone. Sure.
Joe Gomez has just accepted it. Moving on.
I think Henderson suffers a bit from being like the next English midfielder at Liverpool after Steven Gerrard sort of thing, because it's
That was
like
never going to happen.
'Cause-
Ever. He scored 1-2 bangers against Chelsea.
because I feel like
and
because
then got
it
gassed.
probably affects my thinking of it as well because I think of him as he's just a tryhard.
So
I
you
feel like
think-
he's trying
Yeah,
to be
he's
Steven
a poor
Gerrard.
man, Stevie
Oh,
G.
see.
Oh,
There it is.
oh.
Edge of the box, Van Alden, and it gets blocked.
Liverpool just sent Virgil van Dijk up for a long throw in.
Yeah, they've added that to their game plan now. You know.
So you think people are a little bit harsh on Henderson?
Yeah, I mean,
Go on, Verratti.
admittedly I am as well. I'll
Well
say
played.
everything about him, but like it
Mop it up
probably
there.
is just like he's probably fine.
He was
probably
absolutely
just
brilliant
fine.
in the home tie against PSG. So I wouldn't contest his inclusion in this side at all. In this starting 11. He was
I would have
he was
Fabinho over
super
him,
effective.
What do you
No,
mean?
Fab-
Fabinho's played
Fabinho's
3
up in, yeah.
times.
No,
And,
but
he's
he's been rubbish.
Yeah.
yeah, he's been poor.
For at least
He's
one
been
and a
poor
half
for
of
Liverpool.
those
He's been
appearances.
poor for Liverpool, but I think
Yeah.
he gives more like on a football pitch than Henderson.
Well,
at,
he
Monaco,
hasn't-
at Monaco he did.
Yeah, but he's not.
At Liverpool,
So
he
did
hasn't.
Bakayoko, and then what happened with him?
No, but yeah, that's a bit nuts. That's a
No,
The whole Monaco setup's an absolute mess.
yeah,
I think
I kind of agree with Kieran in that. It's almost like the curse of being an English midfielder, a young up and coming English midfielder.
but he's not
Yeah.
young anymore.
No,
though.
but
When
it
he
was
was,
a curse
he
of that.
was,
And the same with
yeah.
like Wilshere.
No
because,
one-
because he came after that like 2002 team that had like an unbelievable midfield.
Might be a reasonable point. No one really appreciated James Milner until he was about 31, did they? And he showed that he could play
Well,
a
again,
multitude of positions.
until the
but-
spotlight's off them. Like,
Exactly.
When Henderson and Wilshere came through, they were expected to be the next great English midfielders, and they're decent footballers, but they're not at the same level.
No, but then that's what I'm saying.
but the pressure
If
for
you've
them
got that pressure and
is great.
expectation, yeah, wouldn't you want to actually aspire to be like Gerrard?
Well,
Lampard?
yeah, but I want to be like Gerrard, but I'm not good enough for football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you. Like, I want to be like Pogs and like slightly.
So,
I'm making it.
Are you saying that you don't think Henderson has just got the ability to step up? Like, this is his level. This is the best we're ever going to see.
Yeah,
of him,
100%.
And what that Liverpool
100%.
need more.
Yeah, they do.
I
Because if you're playing Henderson and Milner, yeah, you're basically getting the same player. And if you're playing,
But you need legs in a Jurgen Klopp system,
No, but
as well as that forward talent, and that's what he provides.
no, but I think that's where they're gonna fall short this season against City because they've got players like Fernandinho. Yes, he's good defensively, but he can actually like thread the ball between the lines.
play, yeah.
He can play like Henderson's for
Henderson
England in the
can.
World Cup. Nah,
Yeah, I
no.
mean, in the World Cup,
No,
Henderson's
no,
creation was
no.
decent.
I think last season he was averaging around 4 long balls per game, which is about par for the course for a good, creative, deep lying midfielder. So he's got a good little diags as well. I will give you that he's not got that little interchange that Fernandinho's got. You don't see him doing any little scoops, delicate little dinks in and
he's
around
so
the box.
basic, man. I
Yeah,
just
the players-
don't like watching him play because he doesn't do anything that you wouldn't expect him to do. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you need a player in the midfield where you can
You
be
want
like,
Naby Keita playing them, essentially.
yeah.
But Naby Keita actually hasn't been that great.
Yeah, apparently
No.
he's
Since he struggled to
since-
adjust.
It's,
since he's
I mean, he
moved.
started okay, didn't he? Then he got injured.
What's
Yeah,
going
so
on? They're really
possibly-
fourth now, aren't they?
I've
Oh
not
my
seen
God.
PSG play like this from the back in the Champions League before. Is the idea
mad.
to kind of suck Liverpool in and
I
then
think
counter
so,
them?
but it's not
no,
working.
no, but there's no point in doing that because then they just play a long ball that gets turned over.
Yeah.
First
over
phase
that
straight away.
Ooh, well played though. Well played though.
What from Cavani? I mean, the tide has turned since the goal. Liverpool have been a lot more attacking, haven't they? They've actually had PSG penned in their half for the last 10, 15 minutes, and Cavani's average position has been well within his own. I mean, the middle third.
Box, yeah. He's playing the centre mid role right now, Cavani. He's on the edge of his own box.
Oh,
Milner.
good
Good
build-up
ball in.
play. Bobby Firmino's put it back across.
We know Kempembe.
Fresnel.
Who was expecting
You
that?
should be used to this sort of form.
Fresnel's a
Just throw
great
me up.
first name. What do you think's the best first name in football? Presnel. He sounds like a snack. Get me a pack,
I think
get me a pack of
the best
Presnels.
name in football is Leander Dendoncker.
Dendonka. So
Leander Dendoncker.
that's very satisfying to say, isn't it? Donka. Put a donk on it.
Put a Dendoncker on it.
But any other candidates, or were you all
Killian.
thinking?
I'm
Nothing
trying to
that
think.
springs.
Killian's good.
Killian sounds like exotic, innit?
Because it is.
There we go.
To be fair, Neymar's pretty cool.
This seems
But that's
like
not his
But
first name.
his first name.
That's what I was going to say Neymar as well, yeah, but what's his actual first name?
It's like Hulk. Hulk
probably
isn't
like
actually called
Felipe,
Hulk.
Louise, like
4-4, like.
He's got a De Silva in there as well. It was like that, you know that
Yeah, but
Olympic,
isn't his
you know that
first name
Olympic
Neymar
squad.
and then it's like...
It could
I just said Felipe Luis. It was a Brazilian.
like a
It was a
bunch.
Brazilian fullback.
They just-
It was like,
funny
you know
way.
that Olympic squad in 2012, the Brazil team. Of those like players, about 11 of them had the name De Silva in their name.
Oh, handball ref.
And
Yeah,
they
but I
won-
think
and
it's
they won
just
the
how they-
silver medal.
Do you know the?
What a
how they do
tackle.
naming
What a
conventions.
tackle.
Oh, Neymar's breaking on the left. So I don't know.
Oh my days.
Ooh.
They love
Go
them
on.
1-2s though.
Go on. Mbappe on the edge. Go on.
Oh! The front three combining perfectly there.
Hey,
Marquinhos.
go on, bang, bang. Oh my days!
I mean-
don't gas me like that, man.
I thought he was about to ding
I think the angle of
Do you know
the
that-
camera.
I
that really-
hate Alisson's hair.
Oh, it's awful.
It's so bad.
Yeah, he's fallen off still.
Has he not
It's when he
taken-
came
That
Liverpool,
wasn't
his
it?
sauce
Oh, he
just
bottled it,
dropped.
didn't
That wasn't great handling at
It's
all.
when Alisson came Liverpool, his sauce dropped, man. At Roma, he had the beard,
but he also had the
looking
shaved
serious,
sides,
and then
it
he
was
came Liverpool. I think he
fantastic.
shaved it all as well.
What's he doing? Man.
That was the source of all his powers, yeah? Do you know
Yeah.
last season he saved 80% of shots that came his way?
Yeah, that's mad.
That is absolutely
That is
crazy.
mad.
I mean, he
That is
overperformed.
mad.
He was like De Gea levels last season. But no, he's made a good start to life in England, hasn't he? But going back to Brazilian names, what I was going to tell you that you might not know, and I might have told you before, I might have bored you already with this, that Enio on the end of a name means small,
Yeah.
and Ao, like Tostao, means
Falcao.
big. Falcao.
Is it?
And it's normally like the bigger brother gets Ao, or the older one gets Ao,
Okay.
and the little brother or the next in line
Yeah, because...
gets Enio.
We've just lost 6 subscribers.
Right,
All Argentinians!
you know, because you got Fat Ronaldo and Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
There's initially Fat Ronaldo was Ronaldinho. He had Ronaldinho on the back of his shirt.
There you go, backing up my
Yeah, 9 plus
Oh.
1 facts.
This is
You
fantastic.
can Google it. It's on the back of his top.
decent
Who
right.
says you don't know?
How niche
Ronaldinho
would that
today?
shirt have? You'll be like, oh, Ronaldinho. But
That shirt will
technically
sell
not.
for a million.
Well, R9's Ronaldinho shirt.
Yeah.
Their midfield is they're moving all over the
PSG.
place. I swear Di Maria was playing.
Play
on the
that
right.
ball, Neymar. Play
Yeah,
that ball.
Ping it.
Oh, Cavani just needs to leave, to be fair.
What do you mean?
I feel like he's holding PSG back, you know.
What do you
Like,
mean?
In a sense where
What,
they've
by,
got,
by scoring lots and lots
no,
of
wait,
goals?
did you? I saw a stat, yeah, that Neymar
drop some knowledge bombs on me.
Neymar
Doesn't
and
pass to
Mbappe,
him.
yeah, they don't pass to him.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for
No,
that
but it's
because he
there.
slows up the play. Like he genuinely is a selfish man, and he's in it for his goals.
How is he
and
selfish?
I get it.
He literally played wide left as like a penalty
he had
box
to. He
poacher
has to.
while Zlatan was at the club. He was always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And now
he's trying to be the
last
bride.
season he's scoring a goal a game, he can be the bride.
Nah,
Get him a
man.
gift.
Nah, man, he needs to go, man. I want to see
Why?
Mbappe up top. Find yourself and just stay there.
That
and
would
be
be
a
nice.
madman.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, but at
Mbappe's
the
a
same time,
9. That's a
Mbappe's
raw
19.
9.
Don't be a side piece.
Yeah, but so was Ronaldo when he went to Barcelona and scored like 40 goals in a season at
He
19.
should have gone to
Yeah,
Real
but it's
Madrid.
not like
then, shouldn't
Mbappe isn't doing bits at the minute.
No, but he could do
From
more.
mine.
100%
I
do
do
more.
think his output could be scary, just as a raw, like pure number 9. But
he? Cavani's what now? 30 as well. Like he'll have one.
No,
more,
yeah, he's
one
cutting
more,
out
two
soon.
more
he could be a
seasons.
great little pickup for someone.
100%.
I mean, by little, they're still paying 50
Get
million.
yeah, Wolves.
Wolves.
Ref, there's a foul.
Most outrageous. Change the title of the stream. Cavani to Wolves.
Hey, Liverpool are not doing well.
Your lapel gone again.
Napoli 2-0.
As well, sorry. Merns, Dries.
Oh, What a man he is. Napoli, Ancelotti must be loving it. He's gone back to Italy and he's donning it again.
Although they drew at the weekend.
Yeah, but all right.
Juventus peeling away from them again. No, I agree.
Yeah, but that's the Serie
Do you know
A.
what?
Like,
Ancelotti is very good at not doing an awful, not changing a winning formula.
Yeah. He just comes in and just enforces it, innit?
Everyone
keeps
who's
it
worked
going.
with him absolutely loves him. Like continuity
Apart from
wise,
Bayern
it's
Munich.
great. But
it was Thomas
no,
Müller and
do you know
was
when
it
he-
Robin?
when he
Oh my
they didn't like him. They
God.
didn't like
That
his
was
training.
filth. That's his boy, I swear.
But that's a different culture at Bayern.
Yeah.
Firmino on his own
Pep
guy.
Guardiola in that book
Oh, it was Milner.
that I can't remember. Panal wrote maybe.
The orange one.
It's Pep Confidential. They were like,
Yeah.
Pep got to training and he was like, okay, we can wrap it up for the day. And then he was like, Robin and Muller asked if they could do hill sprints, and I was like, you guys are mental.
You're losers.
Go
Go away.
So what's happened to Neymar? Sorry, I missed that. Talking about hill
Milner
sprints.
took
Jimmy
him out
Milnes is just-
disgustingly.
Jimbo taking more names.
Is he his boy? Is he?
No, I thought it was Firmino. You know, I thought it was Firmino.
Milner and
They could be friends.
Milner and
No
Neymar are
chance.
secretly best friends.
Are you boys with every English person? that's not how you work out if he's his friend or not.
No, Firmino
Kim
and
Marquinhos
Neymar.
picking
Boy, I'm
up at
sure
the
they are.
centre back position.
Right, so
yes.
the complexion of the group at the minute: Napoli 9 points, PSG 8, Liverpool
PSG.
are
Come on,
coming
PSG.
third at the moment on 6.
Liverpool to join us in
This-
Europa. Woo!
One goal changes everything in this game.
in this group.
In this group, sorry, you're right. I stand corrected. And, they could be joining, if we beat Rosenborg, if we beat Salzburg, it might get a glamour tie against us in the Europa League. So.
Mate, you know what? The Europa League looks like it could be fairly interesting.
Yeah, it's
especially from
yeah.
this group.
Yeah, after this stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the minute, there's some, there's some utter trash in there, man. That's what happens when you expand
Bless
the
it.
format to about 64 teams. Right, Mo Salah working it down the right. Liverpool desperate for a goal. Won't want to go in at half time. 1-0, sorry. I've got to say though, apart from when PSG...
Oh,
played.
give
Give
it
it
to
back,
him, Jack. Go on.
Well played.
Oh,
Go.
you-
Go.
Oh, you
Go. On your own. Don't even pass it to him.
Pass it.
Hey!
Neymar!
He finishes it.
Oi, these
told you,
boys are
Cavani, I told
doing
you.
bits and
My
bobs today.
God.
Mbappe and
Them-
Neymar.
oh, I feel him so much. Man. Neymar and Mbappe.
He absolutely
they're
loves the
saucy
romance,
guys.
don't you? You
Oh,
love it. You
man.
absolutely love it.
PSG's transition plays frightening.
Yeah,
that
that
was
down the
Cavani
left.
almost
Yeah.
messed it up though. I
no,
told
but-
you.
What do you
I
mean?
told
What do
you.
you mean? That's a
Wait,
great
wait.
save.
Nah, he almost messed it
my
up again.
God.
That was the second
He's
time he
flicked
had
it
that
between his
chance.
legs and it's been a great save. from
I've
like
got to
3
say,
yards out.
I love that. Just
that
all
when we hear
the
Cavani?
three forwards. Just all.
It's the
Oh,
outside
and
of
he
the
didn't
boot.
hit it properly.
It's
Man.
the outside.
I'm pretty
of the
sure he
boot.
kicks that onto his other foot, to be fair.
Yeah, he did. He
No,
did.
I think he goes with it like
Does he
a
shuffle?
back heel. Almost.
I think she's like an
Nah, well played. Look how happy Cavani is
Yeah,
for
come
Neymar
on.
as well.
Nah, that
That's
was-
why
that
he's
was-
a
Oh,
nice
yeah, no,
guy.
he-
He hit his other
He
foot. What a
buggered
joke,
it,
man.
He buggered it.
He missed it the first
Oh.
time.
Oh,
Yes,
bloody
Neymar,
hell.
Good
my
position.
guys.
Tell you what, that is not
My
good news for
guys.
Liverpool. We'll just say
Great news for me.
Unless Napoli were above them before this
Yeah.
tie even kicked off. So
I love them so much. They're so saucy, fam.
and this is what we didn't see in the first leg.
Can we
wasn't
cut
it?
that bit out? Because that was
So saucy, fam.
This is what we didn't see in the first leg. They are at it today. Oh, interplay is absolutely gorgeous. Let's have some questions while we cool down. While you
Word,
clean
I'm
up.
getting
A lot of
bit
comments are
flustered
saying,
in that.
Clean up on aisle 3.
a lot of comments are saying that Neymar is actually his first
me.
name.
Neymar is actually his first name.
Thank you.
A lot of comments.
91
Ooh.
plus facts.
did you get that from 90+1?
No, I just knew it.
Referee.
So there is a question from
I get up now. You didn't
Max
give it.
Dang Vu, who has asked, who of these three teams has the strongest chance of winning Champions League? PSG, Liverpool, and Napoli.
PSG, Liverpool, and
PSG.
Napoli.
I mean, if I didn't have knowledge of the table as it stands, I would say Liverpool from these three teams. I just think when they get to the last 16, they're so well equipped to deal with anyone over two legs. Especially now when they're a little bit more defensively resolute. I don't know what you guys think, Sam. Starting on the end, like who's your favourite from?
I'd
this
say
group to win?
PSG. Just
Yeah?
because when they want to turn up, they're unbeatable. Like now, they're wiping Liverpool away, and I feel like Napoli, they're good, but when they come against if they come against PSG or let's say a City, in the next few rounds, I think the star power and the other teams will just like do them.
I think City would batter PSG.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. If I tell
With
you what,
Neymar and Mbappe playing?
if City,
I don't know.
the way the PSG are conceding possession in wide areas, if Raheem Sterling or Leroy Sané had got into any of those loose balls, I think they would have punished them.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying that Mo Salah and Mane aren't capable of that, but that Mo Salah, they're not as good creators, I suppose. I mean, they still put in an extraordinary
They're
amount
not,
of key passes. But just in terms of having that know-how in the box, I think that final quality ball, I think the City boys probably edged them. Obviously, very fine margins. But what about you, Kieran?
If I were to pretend I didn't know the group standings now, then I would say Liverpool.
That was not
But
a foul.
I feel like I'm just basing this on the last 39 minutes because PSG were awful in the reverse fixture. They were dreadful. So that put me off them just in general.
But look at them now,
thinking them to win the Champions League. But based on this game, they're like, oh yeah, probably most likely. But I still think Liverpool are more likely.
Yeah, I agree. Boys, up this end?
To win the Champions League out of this group, not to win the group. PSG. They've got two really good players who can turn up on the day when needed and get them the goal to win the match.
James Milner's just pinged it straight out.
I would like to change my answer.
Not a throw for a goal kick.
I love
Robinson,
this, man.
Robinson.
I think the issue is
I've had a
that
shocker there.
if PSG played every game like they're playing now,
They'll-
PSG 100%, but
They
they've
don't.
really struggled to turn up, particularly this season.
I don't know why the camera's hovering over Alfonso Areola there and Buffon as if any of the goals are his fault. That's absolutely outrageous from the cameramen. But so we've gone. You pretty much split between Liverpool and PSG. No one's mentioned Napoli despite them
why is
top of
he
the
doing
group.
that?
My
Why is
heart
he doing
would
that?
say Napoli.
This is what I mean. Look, if City pick. If that is, like you said, if that's maybe a Fernandinho or even a Gundogan threading that into the box, rather than someone like Milner or Henderson picking that ball up there as PSG lose it, I think City punished them there big time.
Like, who's the Liverpool midfielder that's going to pass the ball through the lines? They don't have one playing right now.
Naby Keita.
No, playing right now.
Oh, playing right now?
They don't have one.
Why now them?
Nah, because he's
Well,
not
that's-
that guy
yeah,
either.
They're
If
three
one's
very
got to do it.
defensively minded midfielders.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the minute.
And that's where I suppose there's a little bit more of a disconnect in City as well, and is maybe a better way of articulating the point I was trying to make. So Mane and Salah aren't as good at dropping off and being that creator as Leroy Sané and Sterling. So I think that's why City could.
They also have Aguero up front as well.
But that's what I mean. Yeah, they're providing with his movement and their sort of their creativity. It's a pretty deadly combination, isn't it? But let's get some quickfire questions because we're in the 42nd minute. So let's rattle through them before half time.
Josh Williams, who do you think will be in the final of the Champions League this year?
Starting Anderson.
Oh, can you start the other end?
Starting Anderson.
Oh, can you start in the middle?
Well then, Kieran, I feel like we've been hung out to dry a little bit.
I'm
here.
not in the middle.
Okay, I will take this question then that I tried to field to everyone else.
Man
first.
City and Dortmund.
Dortmund. Oh, that'd be such a fun final. That'd be great.
Dortmund have been really
That would be
impressive
like
this year, man.
10-6 to Manchester City.
Sancho
would be
got all
mad.
six.
It would be. It would be.
No, Sancho got 4 of them. Paco Alcácer was on 20 minutes and got the other 2.
That'd be really fun. I can see. I mean, Real Madrid have topped their group, haven't they?
Oh no.
But I just don't think they've got the.
Easy, man.
There's just a bloke in the crowd.
That warranted a gasp and a point, did it? I just stopped mid point
good.
for that.
That was the best
It's funny though
moment
because
of
I
the
actually knew what you was laughing at straight away.
Fair enough. I'm going to go Juventus and City.
I actually forgot about
Yeah.
Juve.
Oh, yeah.
I legit forgot about Juve.
Oh, yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
agree with me.
I got-
Yeah, should we
yeah,
move on to the
yeah.
next question?
No, but to be fair, if I'm gonna go with like an underdog, I'd say like Napoli and
No, I like
City.
that. I want Napoli to win
If you say
something.
yeah, I rate Napoli.
This crop of talent, this crop of Napoli players deserve to win something.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but will they?
Absolutely not.
Maybe the what's the Super Coppa? Is it?
Oh!
Who put that ball in?
I think it was Milner.
Someone with a decent right foot.
I mean, that's quite a speculative ball. It's gone over
Henderson. And that's why. That's why he didn't get to it.
There's one completed long ball.
What do you mean? That's why he didn't get to it.
That's why he's captain.
You saw that in the World Cup.
The
we
one
did
long ball.
A couple of those in the World Cup, like a couple of class long balls.
I've literally got
He
nothing
did like
on
one.
Henderson.
He did like one.
No, at least three, I remember.
More than Gerrard did at 2014.
I think Ruben Neves is a better player than him in that position.
100%.
Then
Yeah, Ruben Neves.
I think
is a
Liverpool,
quality
Liverpool or
player.
City could look to pick up Neves.
But
I think we'll try.
I think Ruben Neves,
So
Ruben Neves going
yeah,
to Wolves
it
was the
just
most
seems
ridiculous transfer.
Penref! Give it Uncle Fester!
Oh, he's going for the corner.
Nice free kick. He's not.
That is a pen.
He's not saying that's a free.
No, he's gone
He's
corner.
not even won. He's not. He's
No,
not
it's
won
a
the
corner.
ball.
It's a corner.
No, but he's not won the ball. He's not touched the ball.
Di Maria.
He's
He's so
not
mad
touched
for
the
that
ball.
though.
That's
How
a
is that not a
penalty.
pen?
He's so
That's
lucky.
a penalty.
Why are you diving
Why
in
would
there?
you dive like that? You.
It's clearly.
Well, to be fair, Mane goes in it.
Mane.
He's going.
Yeah,
Nah,
but
he was going down
but
already though.
still.
And,
Going
and,
down.
and the ref was mad close.
Then, then it's to get
The
a
ref's
half a
seen that.
dive.
But Mane could have sold that so much better.
Yeah.
He
What
doesn't
is he
need
doing?
to do it.
Yeah, no.
But then it's
Like the contact's coming.
But then it's
Wait, is it a pen now? I'm mad confused.
No, Carvalho's saying that it must be a yellow card for diving.
Look at Buffon's eyes.
Oh, why would he do that when it's actually a
Getting
pen?
lost in the.
Yeah, I'm like,
I just felt naked all of a sudden.
what's going on?
What's
I don't know.
happened?
Why is this always happening? Well,
Oh, Van Dijk and Neymar.
And that's
have
why
got
he should be
shit chat.
captain. Anyone that wants to kick at Neymar should be captain, alright?
what's he doing though?
Someone in the comments tell us and I'll be able to read it out.
Right, okay.
What's,
wait,
is it a
what?
penalty?
Is it-
What's happening? Because the camera angles
Right.
we've been given are absolutely
We also
atrocious.
can't hear the commentary. Which
Yeah.
doesn't help.
It's a pen.
That is very
It's
good.
been a
It looks
penalty.
like he's setting up like a pen.
I'm just
Yeah.
used to watching football in silence now because the
Yeah.
football social as well. Just
Mad.
Yes!
Mad.
Jimbo, this is good for the stream. Hello, if you've just come for the game and you're looking at our ugly mugs instead and you're not subscribed, then click the subscribe button down below. Get in the comments as well. Serge is monitoring all the comments. He will reply, cherry pick the best questions and feed them to Dorman.
James Milner's been a
I
mess.
pray
James
he
Milner's
doesn't score it. I pray he doesn't score
He's
this.
got one
very
left.
fun.
One left. He's
Hey,
gonna
come on, Buffon, make a name for
Jimbo
yourself,
slice.
even though you're still a legend.
He's got it way too early.
Oh, miss it.
Yes! Come on,
Actually,
Milner.
actually a quality.
We want to
penalty.
make a game of this. What are you
Sam,
disappointed for?
Sam, that is a
You want this to
quality
be a
penalty.
foregone conclusion?
Yeah,
on
it
that
was.
stream?
It was a good
Fantastic.
penalty, but I just want.
Oh, you want to give up your Wednesday night so we
Don't
can
rate
you know,
Liverpool,
we can,
man.
We can do 70k overnight. No,
That
I
is
don't
a
think so.
Don't worry, man.
Fantastic
100 come.
penalty.
Soon come.
Right,
Buffon, that was
stopped as
poor.
well.
You dived so early.
James Milner doesn't miss penalties. Mr.
So far
Reliable.
over, isn't he?
Buffon sent the wrong way. 2-1. This game is back on, and they would have to take another glimpse. That's not a word. Glimpse at the table as to what a draw would do in this scenario. That puts PSG out, doesn't it? Napoli top.
Yeah, mental.
What's
Yeah,
he,
mental.
what's he,
No, there's
he
still
was
games- there's still games
never
to go
getting
as
that
well.
ball.
He
You
was
know.
so
He
far
was
away.
never getting that ball.
Is
So
it?
gassed, man.
No.
Yeah,
Clown.
this is match
Oh
day
my
fun.
gosh, ref.
Oh, there's one more.
There's one game we
PSG's
left,
ball
but
retention's been horrendous.
yeah, their actual stitching together of attacks has been good.
but their ability to keep
It's their,
All
it's
over
their
the
back.
place,
It's their
man.
back four. It's their, they need to.
No,
stop-
they're playing Marquinhos as a 6 as well, though. Like Rabiot would come in and alleviate all that pressure. Turn, pass, Verratti goes. Like, oh, foul.
Kimpembe has been poor on the ball, and he's normally so much better.
But
Ooh.
then Liverpool are pressing hard and they're sticking to the fact they want to play from the back.
That's
even
what I'm
though they're
saying.
clearly
That's why I don't
don't
get
know how
about.
to
That's why I
play
don't
in
get
the
about
back.
teams like this. Yeah, when you know there's like 5 minutes left, yeah, you're playing well, and they're putting pressure on. Why would you not just pump it, fam? Football's like it's not basic, but come on, like
You can change your tactic for like the last 5
Last
minutes.
5
if it's
minutes,
good to go in
like-
at 2-0.
I
just
like
want to
this.
stick to your.
I like this little love affair you've got going with Kimpembe. Though.
Yeah.
Did you
Nah,
write a
that's-
script on it? I
Nah,
like
that's
what
just
it
my
was.
guy, man. You not heard the song?
No.
The French song. Allez, allez, bleu, allez. And then they say,
that French?
Kimpembe, and he does a madness. Yeah, watch that online if you haven't, but it's hard, man.
I heard like
It almost felt like I was there.
30% French, 70% just a mumble jumble.
I know a bit of French, man. I've
do you know
got
what?
a
Like
GCSE
the birds,
in
eh?
that.
Newcastle
Yeah,
fans,
was it?
Newcastle
D or a
fans have
B?
got one about Rondon.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean they've got one about
No, they've got, considering the calibre of player he is, I heard it the other week, they've got an unbelievable song about Rondon.
He's only
Is
there
that
for
the
a
one
year.
The shotgun.
Oh, God, I just can't remember. But
Dun,
if
dun,
anyone
dun,
if anyone wants to sing as a ditty, and send it on Twitter, please do so. It's half time, 2-1. Sam's talking French. We've got some
Oui,
questions
oui.
coming in from Dorman. There's no food, so we're actually like this is
we ordered
strange
some more.
because it's like now that we're stuffing our faces, masticating.
I still got 3 strips, but I'm not gonna eat it because it's cold now.
Pepperoni, I think,
Stick it in the microwave.
Nah, that's all long, man.
Stick chicken in the
You're
microwave.
never going to eat them again?
No, I
What
will.
you eat?
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do it once again.
Wait, you thought I was gonna throw it away? Fam, I'm eating.
Yeah, no, I was going full Doogie and Macabre then.
All right, question, quickfire, half-time, hit up.
Somewhere Dougie just shivered at the thought of food being wasted.
Has there ever been a lunchroom where Doogie hasn't been mentioned in a way that we've like taken the piss out of it?
Disparage his name.
He's always around
The
it at
Critchley
half time
name.
when we're eating
Always.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the guy's got like a trombone throat. Anyway, let's get these questions in.
Amir Koshla has asked, can Coutinho truly become world class?
He is already.
Look at that right smile. He knows what
Don't
he's
know what
doing
that
to
question's
him.
about.
So,
He is already.
But why?
Yeah.
Because
What's
he's
your definition of a world-class
been
player?
consistent over. The thing is, I've said this so many times, yeah, and it's so mad because it's so basic and it's easy to understand. If you're a player, you're consistent over a few years, you shine in big games, you've won trophies,
It's always the one trophies that people have an issue with.
you've played at the top level for longer than, like, let's say 2 to 3 years, yeah. Then you have an argument to be world class, and it's leaning more on the positive side than the negative. It can be an argument.
To be fair, Coutinho turned up halfway through the season and won the league.
I mean, that
Makes him world class.
That's a very reasonable version of your argument, because last time we had this, you said that they had to win a trophy. I agree with everything else.
Yeah.
No, but to be fair,
Have you softened on that?
I've softened up.
Oh,
I've softened
So
up.
does that mean
However, I still stick by it because to be world class, it shouldn't be easy to be world class.
Yeah,
and that's what everyone makes it seem like.
But what it's boiled down to is, does a League Cup then like tip you over to being world class?
No, but then that's where the argument comes in. You can argue it. But if you have no trophy whatsoever, how can you argue being world class? If you can't mention 5 players in history or even playing now that are world class without a trophy,
Harry Kane 100%.
Harry Kane's the only person, and even me, I'm like, okay, cool. I've seen the argument for Harry Kane, but Coutinho, he was the best player at Liverpool at a point. He's at Barca now. He's starting.
But he didn't win a trophy.
So what about someone like?
That's fine though.
What about someone like Alan Shearer, who won his solitary league title when he was a very good striker, but then became class in a period where he won nothing?
But then that's what I'm saying. When you look back and you look through the years, okay, he won the trophy early on. He stayed consistent with in terms of his quality, his goals, best player at his team in the Prem at certain points, world class. He's got he ticks all the boxes.
You know, if he hadn't won that league with Blackburn, he wouldn't qualify as world class.
No, you can't just.
How is that rational?
So how can you be world?
I was with you till the very end.
Yeah, no,
I was thinking, you know what? He's actually speaking some sense here.
No, but okay. So what's his name? I think when I said this on Hot Takes, they said Letitia is world class. Yeah, was he world class?
Yeah.
You really think?
Yeah.
Because he just scored bags of goals.
He scored like a ridiculous number of goals from midfield. I want to say he scored 120 goals for Southampton, but I don't know where I'm pulling that from. Somewhere deep in the grey matter.
I don't know.
Over like 400 appearances, but I want to say 120.
At least 50.
To me, when you see world class, when you see world class, you see it in gold lights. Like you see like diamonds and medals around it. Like when visualize it, you do the Photoshop and stuff like that. Yeah, when you put world class, you're gonna put trophies, medals, and all this. No, but in real talk, you're not gonna put a player there that's not won anything.
Well, Letitia, 161 goals in 443 games in the Premier League for Southampton.
In midfield.
Didn't win anything. He didn't win anything. Was he ever top 5 in his position?
Ceiling by a League Cup, by an FA Cup.
Alright, cool. That's fair.
Was
he ever top 5 in his position in the world?
Well, I mean, that's probably a bit too early for me to really say
that's a mad question.
yes or no. But
still,
in the Premier League in that era, yes.
In the Prem, but I don't know, man. World class. You got to be top 5 in the world. Like you need to be up there.
The statement world class in general is just like the statement world class in general is just a nothing statement.
What do you mean?
Agreed.
Is it literally means nothing?
It does. It 100%. It's how you set apart. It's how you set apart the average people from the people that go above and beyond their position.
It is slightly bastard.
It literally means nothing.
Exactly, and you have to unsaturate it by putting people in there that don't win anything.
I can't think that the definitive saying somebody's world class or not world class based on some meaningless.
No, but you can have
Charity-
what you
Charity
can.
Shields.
No, but you can have world class ability, and that's always been my
Is
point.
this, so is this why you came up with all these different
5 point.
all these different points for qualifying as world class because you think that the term is overused?
Yeah, 100%.
So who has it been used on that you would disagree
Mo
with?
Salah after last year, they said he was world class because he had a good season and he had a good, not first season, he had a good season.
He had a
for
world
Liverpool.
class season.
Yeah,
Okay,
he,
well,
he,
can
he,
you have a
proved, he
world-class
proved he had
season?
world class ability, but now is where he shows if he's really world class. If he can do it for the next 2 years or so.
And his numbers have been fucking good at the start of this campaign. He should have a couple more goals and assists than he has got. But
The definition of world class is of a person, thing, or activity of
We're asking
of
Google
mine,
now.
the best in the world.
Wait, say that again.
One of the best in the world.
One of the best in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that.
Yeah,
that has
but that's nothing to do with
it.
trophies or
Yeah.
achievements.
no,
No, but that's not directly about
That's
football.
about
though.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the
by-
reason we
by
never get anywhere with
definition,
this, the
world-class.
reason we never get anywhere with this argument is because we all agree with 95% of what Sam's saying, and that 5%
Exactly,
is so
and the thing is, I
hard
can
to
see it with
swallow.
everyone's face. Like they agree
Right.
with me, but when I say the
Let's move
trophies,
on.
it's like
Move on. It
Yeah.
always takes too long.
Yeah.
We've not fielded many audience questions, so we're going to go back to
Quick
Dorman.
fire.
We're going to rattle
just
through
go,
some
family.
more because
Rope
we've got
and dope,
5
man.
minutes
Carry on
left
the
before
ropes.
kick-off,
Can't
and
lose.
just rewatching that variety tackle, that is vicious. Go on, what you got
Should
for
have
us?
been read. Barry has asked Kieran, how are Schalke doing?
I think we might be through if the Galatasaray result was still the same from earlier. They were losing 2-0 to Lokomotiv Moscow, and I think that should have sent us through.
John Bettridge has said, go home, Obaseki, you're drunk.
wow. Well, I'm not. Ben, what's his name?
I-
Surname?
Betteridge.
Betteridge. Says it all, really.
Well, I mean, I can confirm
Zing! Next question.
That was for you, James, man.
Archie Mills.
My name on that. Don't put my name on that.
Archie Mills has asked, do teams like Dortmund stand a chance of winning the Champions League?
Yeah, they got to a final.
This is it. Like the
a
best
few
thing about the
years ago.
Champions League is it's not about a season. It's about the 2 games or 1 game that you're playing. Like you can do anything in 1 game.
Right.
That's the magic of the Champions League.
My only concern about them, though, is their defence. Like, they're overperforming this season. They've got a very young defence. So they've not really been tested, or they've not really had to go through a turbulent time at the start of the season. Everything is going for them. When you look at their underlying numbers, they should have conceded more goals. They should have had less, they should have had less points, than they have now, whereas Bayern Munich have been very unlucky in that regard. I think conceding only the 6th fewest shots on per match on their goal. So there's 5 other teams in the Bundesliga that are more defensively sound, but they're not being punished for it at the moment. However, I do concede that, going forward, very hard to contend with over 2 legs in the last 16 because they can just smash you on a counter. And Axel Witsel is providing that solidity at the base of midfield they didn't have last year. So, and weirdly enough, I thought it was a bad signing at the time. But, I can admit when I'm wrong. That they are heavily relying on his defensive output as well and his ability to play from deep. But what else do you boys think? As well as Dortmund, do you think anyone else, the Bayern stand a chance? Anyone?
No, I don't think Bayern's got a chance. But Dortmund, they're doing well, yeah, but they haven't had a bad patch yet. And every team, like even if you're winning like 12 games on, you're gonna have a bad patch.
They're still
Like,
conceding a fair few.
yeah, and they're conceding. So if that comes hand in hand, if that bad patch comes and then just start conceding, their forward players aren't scoring, then it could just all go mad.
Have Schalke played them this season? Kieran? did you
No,
boys
not
do?
yet. Won 5-2 last game. It's currently 0-0.
Was that against Frank?
No, against Nuremberg.
It was against Nuremberg, and I remember that because you have I say you like you're a certified Schalke fan.
He's
It's easier, isn't it?
Schalke actually have a weird relationship with the Nuremberg fans, don't
Yeah,
they?
I don't know much about that.
They're like
but they're like really close.
They
They're
allow like Nuremberg fans
like
in
a
the home end.
friendly
and,
derby.
Yeah, I think the legend has it that the fans met on the way to a game on the train, and their ultras just got on so well that the relationship built from there. Which is a beautiful thing to hear, and we need that after the violence in football we've had this week. AEK fans throwing petrol bombs at people in stadiums. What the fuck is that about?
Not good enough,
Next
really.
question.
mental. Can I just say, that is a mental game.
Oh,
Aston Villa,
shit.
Nottingham Forest, 3-3 at half time, and currently 4-3 to Forest.
That's a mad
Tam-
thing.
Who
Tammy
scored
Abraham.
for Forest?
Might have to change the thumbnail.
Abraham got a hattie.
Yeah.
Literally
Oh, my
dozens
guy.
of people will be loving that score.
Trying to get Tammy
I was just
Abraham on the
amazed.
bucket list, aren't we? So
We
if
are.
you're watching, I
Tammy.
know, you know,
You're not,
He's
though.
currently
and you're
playing.
You are current-
and you're his
he's currently playing.
representative.
So you're a representative.
Dorman.
I had a question and I lost it. Fantastic. Josh Davo has asked, hashtag armchair fans,
Davo.
could Firmino be the replacement for Suarez at Barcelona?
Could
Could
Firmino
he?
be the replacement for Suarez? Do you boys want to field this first?
No. I don't think he's got enough of a striker's instinct to be as good as Suarez at Barca. Like he's got good link-up play, but when it comes to like that instinct in front of goal, like Suarez's instinct is
Suarez
different.
is just-
See, we actually debated this on a podcast, and I said that I think Firmino would do very well at Barcelona, but maybe not in this current Barcelona setup. Like they would have to change their system around a little bit up front to get the best out of Firmino, because, like you said, he's actually more of an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Never scored over 15 in the league. I think before last season in the Champions League, he only had 1 goal in European competitions, so he's not really got that pedigree that Barcelona demand. And they've got Ousmane Dembele, they've got Malcolm, they've got all these players that are really threatening from wide positions as well. If Firmino plays, where does Messi then play? Where does Suarez play for the next? Does he say as a long-term replacement? 'Cause
Yeah, well, as a
he's like
replacement
20.
for Suarez.
right now, I mean,
nah.
How old is
Messi's
Suarez?
played great in a 2.
He's 30s, I think.
Suarez is about 32.
Yeah.
Messi's played great in a 2. He can also drop a little bit deeper, but that's probably in another year, 2 years' time. Like, it's just hard to fix him in my opinion. What do you think, Jella?
I think you're basically right there in saying a little bit of a change, and I think it will actually be quite perfect for them. They've got to get back to their football style of tiki-taka kind of football. He'd be very good at that kind of thing, playing with Dembele and Messi. But I think Messi, in general, any system, he'll play very well in.
I think it depends where Messi goes, how Messi ages, in
Yeah.
terms of what player they need to sign.
I mean, because you don't want to play Messi. Like everyone sees him playing in the Iniesta position, but now they've signed Arthur. It's like who then drops out from that midfield 3 if Barcelona are never going to stray from a midfield 3.
Then we'll play
Obviously
Messi
played a 4-4-2 as well, haven't they? And that's where Messi's actually played really well under Valverde. That's where he's kind of defied expectations again last season. But like Busquets is still going to be there. Arthur's playing really well. Rakitic kind of stitches everything else together, even though I think he's a little bit underrated, a little bit underappreciated. And then you've got Vidal who's not getting a game. Did you just say that? Yeah. No. So, yeah, it just means that 1 or 2 players have to miss out, and they don't warrant missing out, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I
think you've answered that pretty well. I don't really know.
I think
If you want to find out more, go check out the podcast.
that's exactly how I meant to finish that off.
Yeah.
Well done, Zach.
What he said.
Next question.
Jonathan Vasquez has asked,
Is he a Real Madrid fan?
I don't know. What does a wonder kid have to do, in your opinion, to become a club legend or have a breakthrough season?
Who's been your? I'm going to ask a different variation of that question because wonder kid, that term really annoys me. But who's been everyone's favourite favourite youngster to watch
Like a breakout
this?
star.
Yeah, this campaign. Anyone got any good shouts? Want to dive straight in?
Wan-Bissaka?
Yes,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
shout.
Man is a monster
Yeah, he's a mad
at
still.
Crystal Palace.
He should come Chelsea. Can't lie.
No,
Stay in
Are you
that.
thinking of the tweet recently where it's like tackles completed to tackles attempted? It's like no one gets past Wan-Bissaka. You're not seeing it.
I've not seen that
It's
tweet, but I know
ridiculous.
in general he has been legit
He's
unbelievable.
he's
Well,
probably
are
one
we
of the
talking about
best
just
ever.
Premier League?
Yeah, you can talk about it in any. You could say Sancho
Sancho,
or
though.
Sancho.
Sancho's
Maybe
doing.
not.
Yeah.
Trent
Yeah.
Alexander-Arnold, does he come?
Yeah, he does.
I mean, in terms of this is his first
Great.
full season as number 1 right back for Liverpool.
Yeah, the fact that people have just forgotten about Nathaniel Klein, it kind of is a good indicator of his form. What about players at City? Because you're a bit sport for choice. Like you love Phil Foden every time he plays in the
Foden
League
is
Cup.
a
That's the most
baller.
active I see you on Twitter. Like
Diaz.
Brahim Diaz is supposedly going to Real Madrid. That'd be pretty devastating to lose
It
another
doesn't really
player
make
like
sense
that.
if he went Real Madrid.
Because he's not getting
Why is
game
that?
time. though.
What-
We just wouldn't play there either.
But they'd loan him out straight away. I imagine for a year like Asensio.
But we wanted to loan Diaz out, and he was just like, I don't want to.
I thought he wanted to go Girona.
No, he didn't want to go on loan. He wanted to try and break into the team.
Not possible.
I suppose maybe he's thinking, okay,
He's
Like,
really good though.
He's really good.
there's a clear path to the first team, but then when I get there, the wide talent is so young and so established that I might as well move on to Real Madrid, where I'm competing with Vasquez, where I'm competing with Asensio.
Yeah, that's all mad. It's mad that at
I
City.
mean,
it's
Solari is
different.
playing youngsters as well this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
We
He
just
trusts
have-
them more.
Like we spent a lot of money, obviously, but when we buy people, we buy them incredibly young as well. So it's just like it's difficult.
Cradle snatchers.
Pretty much, yeah. Like Arsene Wenger. Like
Of course you were.
it's just like you can't really. It's difficult to get past, isn't it? If you got someone your age, so they've got youth on their side as well, and they cost like 50 million. So
I think
they're probably going to play.
yeah, all we've established there is like City's academy is unbelievable at the moment.
The amount of money we've made.
You're
from it
getting
is,
into the
like,
same
nuts.
position Chelsea are in.
No,
Well,
but it's different. Though.
well, where you have
Not
to-
No, I
because
think-
it is
they
because-
set
No, I
up a
think-
great academy, bought young players like Chelsea did. Then Chelsea would buy young players into their first team, Eden Hazard,
But I-
Oscar. And then these young players that you had in the academy, when they get to an age where they can make it into the first team, they can't because they've already got these phenomenal players there who are young enough to stay in that squad for a long time.
But
So they
I
have
think
to learn
ours-
that.
I
It's
think we'll
City's a
actually
bit
play
different
out,
though. I
like-
think City Pep actually
I think
like
we'll-
if they're
we
good
will play
enough,
them.
Pep will play them. But
Yeah.
it just depends on how much game time they
Who?
get. Like
Of
Foden,
those-
Foden,
of the-
Foden is getting good game time now. Like,
Is he?
He's getting.
He's getting 10
the last
minutes.
game he came on at like the 75th minute.
I mean,
And it was like-
Whoa,
and it was
no,
like-
15 minutes ain't going to
Fam,
be much,
that's good if you're used to 85
Even
coming
if
on
you
to
look at last
80.
season, I think Foden needed to play the last game to get him out. So
Like-
he's not getting that much game.
No, I think Foden. Was it Foden
Yeah, I
and
think
Diaz?
Foden
I
and
thought
Diaz
just
both had
Diaz.
to feature in the last game, or the last two games.
Foden had already won it.
Yeah,
I think it was
in
Diaz,
the last
yeah.
two games, both Diaz and
Yeah.
Foden, if they didn't feature in them,
But
wouldn't have got him
I
out.
mean, it's
Isn't-
difficult because you don't know how long Pep's going to stay, so he wants to bloody win everything.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, well, he still put them on
Yeah.
considering like we needed to, win it.
Yeah,
Zinchenko gets games.
I think
Zinchenko's not a...
Well, he's not in the left back. He's an
Yeah, he's a
attacking
midfielder.
midfielder.
No, but there must be a reason
Incredibly
that
sharp
all
as
these young G's are on staying at City instead of going
Are
on
they?
loan. Because
Sancho?
Zinchenko
I mean, it's-
could have gone on
yeah,
loan and he
depends how
stayed.
much they're getting paid. Though.
Diaz.
Oh, so sorry, we'll get back to this. The game is kicked back off, and Mbappe's just won a free kick deep in Liverpool's half, and PSG on Liverpool straight from the off here, looking
Like
to
the
put
first
this to
one.
bed. But okay, to round this question off, then, did you pick a youngster you've enjoyed watching at the start of this campaign?
Sancho. I'll go for Sancho.
You're going Jadon Sancho as well, but you think that Chelsea and City, it's still more appealing to play for Manchester City's youngster at the moment than Chelsea.
100%.
Yeah.
Their setup is just more
Even if
attractive.
the
it's just more
facilities, just
attractive.
even the
Yeah,
facilities.
because it won't be about getting first
I won't-
team football. You won't get into the first team.
What a ball!
Oh!
Oh, Marquinhos is off. He was looking at the lino straight away.
Yeah.
What a ball that was, though.
What a ball!
But I think it's going to get even harder to break into the team with Sarri as the coach.
It's
Yeah,
offside.
100%.
He's well offside. Good line there
Yeah.
from Liverpool. Very good line.
Sarri does not like changing his lineups.
Yeah, which is fair
He
enough.
does
It's
not
because,
like
it's because
changing
his whole...
Because Hudson-Odoi should be getting game time, and he's
No.
not.
Has he played
No,
at all
you
yet?
see, the thing
Right,
is,
like, come on, what's he going to
okay,
get
he
game
should be
Have
given a
he-
chance. He should be given a chance.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Well,
you know who we're playing in Europa.
Who?
You, like I'm just saying in general.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I don't even know most of these man's names.
Yeah, they're
Do
just
you get what I'm saying?
they're just acronyms.
Yeah.
Like,
But no, see, Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been the poster boy of Chelsea's failings, hasn't he? To progress players. So before we mentioned 17-year-old Hudson-Odoi, like Loftus-Cheek, surely if he would get, I want to say game time under Pep, but I imagine he could probably take his game to another level under Pep.
yeah, 100%.
I think that's it. Pep literally makes every single player better.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the issue.
But he's got the skill set to be able to play under Pep already, I think.
I think the
Yeah.
issue is that the demand for success in the Premier League, if you're a big club,
Yeah.
is
Exactly.
unrelenting. You don't have time to slip up.
He's
You,
literally...
you don't
Yeah.
have the cushion to allow a young player to bed themselves into a team. If they come in, they need to perform straight away.
I also
Yeah.
think we're being a little bit unfair on City because they've only had a good academy since like Begristan came in, like what, 4 or 5 years ago.
This is what I'm saying. It's the start. It's the start of what I feel could be a very similar situation to Chelsea.
Like Manchester United were. Here we go.
Hit it.
Oh, that's not a bad little disguised pass
Ooh,
into
that's not
Firmino.
too
Yeah, it's okay. But Manchester United for a long time, well, since Sir Alex Ferguson came in, have hoovered up all the talent in Manchester, haven't they? So they're trying to reclaim that. And to be fair, City are, oil money aside and all the morality and all the issues that go along with that, are doing things right in the academy, aren't they? People are getting a good education. They're putting a lot of money into the women's game as well. Someone's on the floor for PSG.
Wow, they're not kicking the
who's
ball
that?
out, scummy. This is what I mean about Liverpool, man.
As if this is Chelsea. They're
He
getting
was down
to
for
the game.
time. He was
the
down
exact
for
same. I
time.
did
It
the
wasn't
exact
his
same.
head. I
He
wouldn't
was
kick
down
it
for
out.
time.
Do the
man.
exact same.
I'll
it's
kick
just
it out.
time.
I wouldn't.
At
I
the
wouldn't
same
do the
time,
exact same.
If you're
I've got
losing-
morals.
If you're losing in the
It's not their
Champions
prerogative
League,
to take
yeah.
a ball out. It's a referee.
I've played a game. I played five-a-side with you. I've seen you put a fully grown man
I see.
through a
You
fence.
don't have to keep on mentioning
through a
that, man.
fence.
That was the first game. I didn't know what he was on.
Literally,
innit?
is still a person-shaped hole at goals in Shoreditch. Anyway, let's get some more questions.
God.
Russian Doyleaf has asked if,
Oh man, like
Mate.
Khabib's gonna jump on the pitch.
if you were a billionaire, what club would you take over?
Oh!
Other than your supported team.
Oh, I
Okay.
was gonna say Chelsea straight up.
I'm going to put Crawley aside for this one as well because that'd be quite a nice thing to do.
Billionaire
I would
Crawley.
pick
20 quid.
at least 4 million. I don't know, man.
He's
I would
looked
like to
into
take. I would like to take up a small league side. Like I actually think what they did. I actually think what the boys in '92 have done with Salford is actually quite cool. When I went there for the non-league vlogs, it actually was quite a cool experience.
So what was so cool about it? Because the lads were raving about the matchday experience.
Oh well, like in terms of other non-league sides, because they're not a non-league side, they are so ready for League Two. They're going to be in League Two next season. But like their facilities were impeccable, like much better than Crawley Towns,
I mean,
who are in
it
League
does help
Two.
when you have that backing now.
It does. That's what I'm saying though. If
that-
I'm a £1 billion owner, I'd give my club the best thing ever. Like, I'd buy the best players. I'd buy the best stadium. I'd buy the best staff
But you
to
wanna-
get us into that top league.
But you want to do it from the ground up, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
'cause I don't- yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You
I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to
buy the
destroy the
finished
club.
article. The joy
I
for
would
you
buy
is
that finished
nurturing it,
article.
isn't it?
Exactly, it really is.
You think I've got time to be building up? I'm buying that
I've
finished
still not
article.
finished the script from 2 days ago. I'm not buying a football club. Kieran, who are you buying?
On Schalke on the fact that we
Yes.
just conceded.
Oi.
So I need to sort that out with my billions.
The Schalke Shao section on the commentary on Eurofootball Daily. If Kieran was the
Joy to
owner,
watch.
would be because he obviously wouldn't quit his day job here.
Never.
If you're a billionaire.
If I was a billion, I don't know what I'd do.
I'd still want to be in a job though. Like,
I'd film it.
Don't go.
I'd film it from my offices in Gelsenkirchen.
I love when you say German words because it feels like you're saying them in a funny
Yeah,
way,
you've
but
got-
you're not. You're
You
just doing an
say you
accent.
say it with like a German general in a war film.
Yeah.
You make it all authoritative.
It's just an angry language, isn't it?
It really gets me off. What? Sam, who would you buy?
Fulham.
What?
Oh, I quite like
What to
Fulham.
rival Chelsea?
No, but they're already owned by billionaires.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? That's different.
It's just
Actually,
by the
no.
river.
Put the
innit?
Michael Jackson statue
Go
back
River Plate. Go Boca Juniors.
No, you know what? FDFC, man. We deserve it.
Oh,
yeah.
We
It's
deserve
always
it. I'll
niche,
take
that'd
us
be good,
on,
that.
fam. We'll
I-
go to Prem. 2 years.
2 years. How? Skip
But
the
that's the whole
championship.
point of money.
Yeah, buy your way in.
You're a billionaire, not a trillionaire.
That didn't go off.
FDFC.
I don't think that went off
Dorman?
either.
Fiorentina, 100%.
Oh, you're such a. You
Best-
love it.
Would you bring back
Best
the Nintendo
city,
sponsor?
some of the best kits. Some
Yeah.
of the best 90s kits are all Fiorentina.
Is it free kick?
Nintendo was a sponsor.
What about
Yeah.
7 Up
That's
was a
good
sponsor.
sponsor.
Love it.
7 Up is a good sponsor for that, but yeah.
Nintendo's better.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, Nintendo.
Did
We got a free kick for
Not
that.
Celtic.
I'm not
Not
sure.
the Scottish national
I'd
team.
quite like to buy a team that's on
Napoli free
Napoli 3-0 up Mertens again.
that does things the right way and
Napoli.
is never really rewarded for it. Or we
You're
never have a
gonna say
chance to
St.
win
Pauli, aren't you?
silverware. I mean, St. Pauli are a great suggestion. I think they're enjoying life in the bully too. Though. They like being in the second division. They're so anti-establishment, aren't they? They don't even want to be in the Premier competition. Maybe like Atalanta. Oh,
That's terrible.
like they have such a brilliant youth setup. Gasperini's got them playing brilliant football, but they'll never win anything in Italy because of
Juve.
because of Juve. Someone to challenge the tyranny of Juve or Bayern in
PSG.
Germany. Who's a decent German club?
Eintracht Frankfurt at the moment.
Why not?
Who's
I
the,
don't know the
who's the
politics.
guy
They got
that-
an
that
ugly emblem.
owns that,
Ajax.
that young manager
Did you say emblem?
Emblem.
in
Nagelsmann.
he played
Badge.
yesterday, yeah.
Hoffenheim.
Hoffenheim,
aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
They're already owned by a billionaire as well.
Oh, is it?
Software mogul.
Mate,
yeah.
billionaires don't get you that far.
Dietmar Mop.
You gotta
Anyway,
have big pockets.
that's a great question.
I like that.
I'm going to go for Hamilton Academic. Moving on.
What? Fair.
Came out of nothing, nowhere.
Fair.
I'd quite like to bring Leeds back.
Aberdeen. Bring
Ooh,
back
that-
Aberdeen.
that's a
Leeds
shout, that's a
Leeds
shout.
can stay where they are.
Oh, come on, man.
Leeds can do well with.
Come on, don't dive
Bielsa.
in. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
these
get
lot are
up.
playing mad, you know.
He's absolutely bored Mane there. Right, next question.
Mane's got fake teeth as well.
Vikram Kumar has asked, what
Go on,
clubs
Vikram.
should boost their Champions League chances in the January transfer window?
Ooh.
What clubs need to reinforce?
It's a good question, that. I mean...
Chelsea. Oh,
We're not in the Champions League, bro.
Sorry, I'm so used to it. Sorry, you know.
Are Spurs still in the CL? Or
Oh no, they're going to go out. I think it's
I think
nil-nil
it's
still.
mathematically possible for them to stay up.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is incredible.
Manchester United, if
Good
Juventus,
God, but how much money do they
if
have?
Juventus slip up, Man United,
No, I think...
horribly enough, could still finish top of their group.
Yeah, United,
One home
United
goal
will
in
finish
285
Horrible.
minutes.
Oh no.
Disgusting.
Oh, Porto are 2-0 up now against Schalke.
Fine, we got through.
hey, there's
We
a
got
team.
through before kickoff, so it's getting doesn't matter.
Maybe taking a team over in Portugal as well. But
Ligue
Porto always make the last 16. Always.
You know,
Yeah.
isn't it?
They've got really,
yeah, but
they're
they
really
rarely
good
progress
pedigree.
further.
man.
Mate, Casillas is still their starting keeper.
He's been unbelievable for
He
you.
has, but he's like,
He's
what,
been
36 now?
He's been so good. I actually think he's a little bit younger than we expect, you know. Just because he did his 10 years with
one
Real
of those
Madrid.
players who's been around forever.
I think he's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
34.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's...
Oh my
See,
days.
No.
Oh, a block!
That's a captain. Get
Yeah.
that. You get gassed, fam. Oh, see.
Thiago Silva.
That was like me. That was legit
Oh,
like me in the
it's
FD
so
vs
good.
EFD game where I saved it and it went off the post. When I did a block and went off the post. I was so gassed.
Quote the date. Thiago Silva was a bit like me in the FDFC game.
Not as
Not against anyone else. Literally against us.
You were very good in that. Okay. What was the question? Clubs that should strengthen should they get through to the last 16?
Yeah.
That could feasibly win it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, which team needs to reinforce?
I mean-
They need to go and buy so
not
they give
Man
themselves
City.
the best chance.
What do you think about Pep's remarks that he said the draw with Ajax is good because we didn't suffer enough in the group stage last campaign. Now we've suffered in this group. It's going to help us in the long run. Do you agree with that? Do you think are you glad that Ajax gave you a scare, or do you think it highlights any weaknesses? I mean, we were getting pissed while watching this second leg, so maybe a little bit unfair. But
I don't know. Was I there?
we were, yeah, it was last night.
Was it Ajax?
Oh, Leon.
God!
Leon.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I say Ajax?
You said Ajax.
Sorry, that
was
changed
Leon.
way.
I was just like,
That changes the dynamic of the question. Yeah, Ajax
Completely.
not in their group. That would be difficult. I meant Leon. I meant Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's last year when we like a game like that, I'd be like, oh no, I don't, because we just didn't lose. I mean, we haven't lost this time. Oh my word.
Oh my goodness!
Kimpembe!
Kimpembe is doing a madness.
Jesus
This guy is
Christ,
on
man.
an absolute.
What?
He
a
just
ball.
turned in these penalty spot. Left ball
So are you glad that you've suffered against Lyon? Do you think you're better equipped now to deal with it? Like, did you have too good a time of it? Was that your problem last year in the group stage? And have you learnt of any weaknesses from these 2 games against Lyon?
I think, well, I cannot remember the game yesterday. I had
Fair
not
play.
eaten a lot and I had like 4 pints. I was very tired.
We have played football.
But yeah, no, I think it's helpful, the 2 games against Lyon where we struggled, because then if you struggle, then you know what to work on. But I think it probably more helpful would be just us against Liverpool last year, really struggling in the Champions League. Just the experience in the Champions League as general, just each year will make us better. Because it sounds dumb, but Liverpool have won what, like 5.
No, I don't think that is dumb. I think
But
people
like
underestimate that.
even though it's just like, oh, but it's a completely different team, set of players, manager, and everything. But
It's a
like
culture
it's just,
though,
I
isn't it?
think it's just like mentally, you just sort of bring that in with you.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of a monkey on City's back.
Don't foul
isn't it?
him.
Because there'll be weird stats where like this team is incredibly good at
Yeah.
like the League Cup. You're like, well, it doesn't make sense any reason why.
But no one's been there to pass on their knowledge of how to navigate the latter stages of the Champions
Yeah.
League.
Well, no one has. Yeah.
At City player-wise, and it can't all come from the manager. That's too much pressure on Pep. Like he can't will them to win the Champions League, can he? And you're developing that now.
Advice off your manager and taking advice off a teammate. I think it's massively different as well.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't help our whole, like, for City fans, our whole sort of culture at the moment is still just like, I'd rather win the league than the Champions League. So many of us just aren't bothered by it.
Although I would say that's the same with all Premier League clubs. Their bread and butter is the league. Like that's.
I know, but just like all their fans, but just City fans, we're just not up for the Champions League at the moment. It's getting slightly better, but like I think we're just or the run-ins with UEFA in the past. I mean, helped us out recently, but you know.
I get it though.
Stuff with like
I
Yaya
actually
Toure
understand
and stuff.
why-
You just sort of get a bit disheartened.
Why are
and you're
City
like,
fans so disenchanted with European football?
I think because the first.
But is that part? Didn't Pep say that was part of the problem? That City fans.
Yeah, we're not behind.
You only
Yeah.
took like 200 fans to an away game. I think it was against Shakhtar, and he was like, the fans need to have those expectations.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
goes back to what
Yeah,
you
we-
both were saying about the culture of the club. Oh God. Like your fans need to have those expectations to put in the player's head, plant the seed effectively.
Yeah,
Good
because
ball. Oh!
That was a great
Fuck.
ball.
Verratti needs to
Firmino.
stop losing. These lot needs to stop losing the ball in these
Wide
areas,
areas,
man.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
Thiago needs to
crazy.
come off. Thiago Silva's he's injured.
It's
Something's
crazy.
up with him.
Great ball from Robertson.
No, Thiago Silva's calm.
Nah, mate. He's
Firmino
not, he's
glancing
not,
it
He's
wide.
not running well. He's injured.
What after that block?
So, or something. Look, he
Kimpembe.
goes down
Oh,
to the
yeah,
floor there.
yeah,
Something's
yeah,
up with
yeah.
him.
I mean, the first 5-10 minutes, PSG came out, looked confident, putting
Verratti's doing a madness.
Liverpool
man.
under pressure. You're right, something's wrong with Thiago. Yeah, so I mean, what do you make of the fans not wanting to win Europe?
I think it's just sort of because it's always been and it still is. It's
Does
changing.
it feel like beyond expectations?
It's changing the mentality of just like typical City. Because if you're at Barcelona and Real Madrid, I cannot stand their fans. But to be fair, they're so pathetic that it's just like, you know, they'll boo and hiss if they're like, you know, misplace a pass
Yeah.
or some rubbish. Like they're just so they expect
Fickle.
so much.
Is it because
It's unbelievable.
Is it
But
be-
then Pep's pretty much like, you got to sort of, we need to expect that. But as a City fan, we're still sort of like,
do you just not believe it? Like, do you
Haven't-
still
haven't
like?
been
Do you still,
relegated
yeah,
yet.
do you still think it's just like you still think that you're that club that came up from the lower divisions? Playing in the Champions League alone is just this a spectacle.
well, no, because I cannot stand the refereeing in the Champions League, and I just think I think it's worse than like the Championship. I think it's awful. It does my head in,
I
and
feel
just
you on that as
or
well,
just
so.
the foul. Like
It's a disgrace.
I like Fernandinho just fucking barging past someone and it not being a foul. But in this, it's just through all the years and the refereeing and everything.
Yes, slightly less physical.
I preferred playing when we
next
played
one.
Neymar.
Go on.
Mbappe.
Rick.
Go on,
Go
Neymar.
Mbappe.
It's
This is
Neymar.
where PSG are dangerous.
Go
Go
on,
Mbappe
go on
now.
your own.
Ah!
Switch it.
Play him
Back to
again.
the
Play him
Neymar.
again,
Switch it.
man. Why are you
Switch-
not slowing
why are you
down the
just slowing it
game,
down so
bro?
much? And he's
That's-
lost the ball.
that's
Mbappe,
really
that's
poor
poor.
from
That's
Mbappe.
poor, man. That's poor.
Well backed by Dan Lovren into
He does
sets.
have
So,
those.
like,
He has those few moments where he is
But
quite
that,
poor.
that ball was slightly behind him then, and he absolutely loves galloping.
But at the same
on
point,
the
when he
field.
got
just
under
take a
control,
touch
he
out of your
just-
feet, man.
He slowed down.
He just looked like he didn't know what to do.
Nice.
He was caught in 3 minds.
Yeah,
I do
that-
think
he had a
we
Rashford
all
moment.
forget sometimes he's 19.
No, I don't care, man. You said
What
it.
do you
Right.
mean?
Guys, we need some more comments so Dorman can keep asking your
Challenge.
questions. So stick them in the chat box and Serge will pick out the best one. Say hello to Serge as well if you're watching now. He's monitoring the comments very closely upstairs. And,
Serge.
say hi to James behind the scenes and Michael Atkins. So, thanks for running things over there, gentlemen. Dorman, more questions.
Well done.
Meathead
Hey.
Meathead.
has asked, do you think with the likes of Reece Nelson and Jadon Sancho breaking through into England that the national team has a chance of winning something in that generation?
The national team,
Yeah.
100%.
So I would say, what, Euro 22,
Euro 2020.
I wouldn't say.
2020 and World
I
Cup
think that's
2022?
too soon, yeah, but...
Well,
there's-
it's
Well,
too
again,
soon, but
the thing is, if say World Cup 2022,
What's going on with Neymar? I mean, with
18,
Mbappe.
19, now he'll
Yeah.
be
21.
24.
It's dropping.
I mean, it's I
Oh,
don't
World
think
Cup,
years,
World
yeah,
Cup,
World Cup.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm even thinking the next Euros. I legit think the next Euros
Yeah.
we have a very good chance.
Yeah, I do.
Switch.
As well.
I don't think it's dependent on these players going abroad. That's just
No,
an added
yeah.
bonus that they're getting minutes, because if you take a look at our under-17 side, our under-21 side, we've won World Cups,
Yeah.
we've won Euros. That's great. So we have that talented young players. It's then what do they
PSG play
do
like this.
after the age of 21
Yeah.
at their senior clubs? Do they get enough minutes at their senior clubs? And interestingly enough, Brexit might have a large part of how these players' careers are fulfilled
If
from
it's
there
one
on
day
in.
it's good for, we'll win the World Cup.
And we're doing a one-on-one video about that next week, and I'm presenting it. So big up Brexit, Theresa May, nice
I
one.
think it's big up yourself.
No, that's Zach. I'll leave that to him. But
What did Neymar just do there?
I think that Reece Nelson, what is he? He's a little bit older. So he's been a great example of probably what you should do. Jadon Sancho took a big gamble, right, at 17.
really
did.
Like it didn't. He's an exceptional player. It wouldn't go that way for 90% of players. But Reece Nelson, hanging around Arsenal, 20, 21, I think. and now he can't stop scoring for Hoffenheim. Like, absolutely should do that. Like, I'd have loved Ruben Loftus-Cheek to have gone to Dortmund or a club like that. It'd have been immense, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
he should have moved. But
then that's what I'm saying. The new crop of English players, they're just a bit braver. Like, they take more chances, man.
Well, yeah, because they can't be bothered to. They've seen this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You what, sorry?
Reece Nelson's 18. It's mad.
For some reason, I thought he was a little bit older.
No.
He's only 18. Oh, okay, fair enough.
They take a lot more chances,
The
man.
thing is, I think the downfall could perhaps be that once these players start to come in to the proper senior teams and age a bit more, the expectations on them from England fans will be huge.
Oh, 100%.
So much so that they
at the top clubs.
So
if they stayed
so
there,
much
right.
so that they can never reach the heights that they're expected of.
One of England's
that's your
best
guy.
things in the summer. Oh, Danny Alves is coming on the pitch. Personal mastermind. FD, check that out.
Tottenham?
I don't know why I thought Reece Nelson. I think it's because
He's
no, he's turning 19, Reece Nelson, in December. But it's because without English teams can sign players from Europe between 16 and 18.
Yeah.
So obviously being post 18, he didn't fit into that part of the script that I was writing. But yeah, he's 19. Jimbo, you're right. But still 19-20 then instead of 20-21. Like, head over to a team like that. But Choupo-Moting's just come on. Dani Alves has just come on. I'm not quite sure. That's probably to shore things up because Cavani's come off. Choupo-Moting probably going to play a little bit more reserve role. Maybe we'll see Mbappe through the middle now.
That man got me so many fantasy points last year.
What, Choupo?
Choupo
He got relegated with Stoke and now he's playing for PSG.
I still can't
phenomenal.
get
I rate it, man. It's about the people you know, your
Two
network.
Stoke's
about your
old
ability.
players are in the Champions League. Shaqiri and Choupo.
No,
Is Shaqiri going to come on now?
fair play, Choupo.
Oh,
Naby Keita is coming on.
Not the worst.
Right, we've got a couple more questions, Dom.
Did we
ticking
even
over.
answer that question? What was the question? I can't remember.
Something about England.
Are we good enough to win the Euros?
Win a major tournament in that generation, like this.
100%.
I think English fans are just getting gashed just because we've never seen a young group of players with this type of motivation in a long time in it. But at the same time, you have to remember the quality that is around the world, innit? Like
Just
France,
look at the French team.
Spain.
I do think
young that team is
these
as well.
man, like you said earlier about the depth that France have in their squad, they could literally win the next 3 competitions.
I mean, they could put 3 teams out that would beat England.
Yeah, and that's how real it is.
I do think more so than maybe this England team being as dedicated to win trophies as teams gone by. The relationship with between the England fans and the players is healthier than it's ever been. And that's had a lot to do with
100.
Southgate's approach, and there's definitely a feel-good factor that's been lacking. Like, it's not like there's an axe hanging over everyone's necks now, is there? And we saw what could possibly be the future against Spain in the UEFA Nations League, against Croatia turning that round. There is like a positivity and a buoyancy that's not been there for a long time. And a world-class centre-forward in Harry Kane. And a world-class centre-back in the making in John Stones. So that spine is rebuilding itself, isn't it? But
also, the players' relationship is something which is different. Because there's that interview with Rio Ferdinand and Frank Lampard where they were like,
the channel that won't be named.
Where they basically said to each other, they said, like, we didn't like each other when we were playing in the national team. We were, because they had that club mentality.
It was more self-preservation, right? They're not liking each other.
But that club mentality was so played on week in, week out. You have to hate Chelsea, you have to hate Man United, you have to hate Liverpool, all these clubs.
Become a lot more individualistic.
Exactly. Whereas now, you see Raheem Sterling mixing with Jesse Lingard and all this, having absolute like on their Instagrams and just enjoying the national team.
Sergio Aguero hangs out with Otamendi and David De Gea in Manchester.
Like, there's not this same, to the players, there's not the same rivalry. There is on the pitch, but it's when it gets off the pitch, they kind of forget about it, which is good for the national team.
You can't really get more professional than a Gerrard or a Lampard who train themselves into the ground and who led by example when they played. But there's a healthier, there's a healthier off the pitch approach.
Understand that the game is your profession.
I think there's also a lot less.
With that, it's different.
Yeah,
there's less clicks as well now, whereas because apparently it used to be like the United boys would just say the United boys and stuff like this.
That's what we're saying, yeah. Well, I do think, that's been one of the few things that can't be underestimated. That's one of the few things that were missing from the golden generation because they had all the talent in the world, didn't they? But So yeah, we're back in England. That's a really good question, though.
Yeah.
So thumbs up.
Next question comes from Saba Gul. Interesting name. What do you guys think of the Dembele situation at Barca?
I think it's a bit harsh. It is very harsh. Like,
What was that? Sorry.
what do you make of the
Usman
Dembele
Dembele,
situation at Barcelona?
Is it harsh though?
It is. Like, because the press have gone very hard in on a guy who...
He's been bailing them out.
Oh! That's a save from Alisson. Corner, Marquinhos back post. Alisson bottom right
He's done.
saves it, and he's given himself
Really,
cramp. I
Alan?
know that look. he's got cramp. He's got cramp. Not
good
knowing
save.
his station.
Good save.
Getting up for a header.
Yeah, he got it after 65.
That kept happening to me in the
Not
Arsenal
15.
fan TV game.
Marquinhos, a very good header of the ball, and when he's played centre back, he should be up there. You did a bit of research on Usman Dembele for the comment show. I enjoyed your comedic but informative approach on Saturdays at 11 o'clock. Or was it 3 o'clock?
It was 2 o'clock last time.
2 o'clock.
Something.
I don't decide.
And
What
o'clock.
happens to putting it up midweek? Did we change back?
I don't know. It just went out the window, didn't it?
Yeah, fair enough.
Never did.
Seems
Time
like a
for
kind
a-
of
No, wait.
sort
So
of
wait, Zach, you said you said it's harsh, yeah. But what?
Oh, he did a bit of research on it. I did because I thought the pressure being harsh, but then apparently he's been playing video games till 2 o'clock in the morning and being late for training. So is that the case?
Yeah, but
But when he's bailing you out,
No, that's not.
Give him a
No,
break.
you know, bro. It's Barca.
they can be
it's
more
Barca.
professional. But I mean, I'm just sort of like, what? How is he like 21?
yeah.
Like, what do you expect when you give? He's on like 250 grand.
That's
a
not
week.
the point,
What,
man.
no, but
That's
what,
not
I'm
the
just like,
point.
you can't be surprised that he wants to play Fortnite or whatever and just sit up all
No,
night.
but you got to be professional, man.
He hasn't been allowed to have like a year 9. He's just been playing football.
No, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah, but
living.
he-
he's living every year nine's dream.
But now
So
he's
you
got,
gotta,
he's
like-
got enough money. He doesn't need to go to work ever again. He could just sit there with his mates and do whatever. He might not care
Mate,
about
Barcelona
that
can find him
much.
as much as they want. Like, if he wants to go sit there on a game, he can. And he's also a good enough player to come and pull them out when they need him in 1-0
Because
victory.
Neymar, he performed, but he was also, not brilliant off the pitch.
I
but
get what
that's what I'm
I get
saying.
what you're saying. Clubs forgive players with exceptional talent whose output is unaffected when they're on the field, but he's trying to break into the team and establish himself. Like he needs to sacrifice.
How can
Yeah,
you be
it's-
getting clocked?
yeah,
for
but what I
playing
mean,
too
have
much
you- have you
games
seen
online?
some of the-
Imagine that, yeah. You're playing online, yeah, and the reason they clocked him is because his last online was like 6 hours ago. That is mad. That is,
Well, Valverde's got a secret game attack.
that is
But I
actually
think,
mad.
no, but my big problem as well is some of the headlines that have been about him
Get a bit
have
personal,
been,
don't they?
and it's just like
Bit shitty,
like it's not needed. Like, okay, it's not great. He's not turning up to training, of course, but Barcelona will deal with that. Don't call him like so forth and so what in the newspaper headlines to try and get him to.
What were they saying about him? Though? I didn't see it.
That aside, he just does need to grow up.
What-
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
he does.
of course.
What were they saying about him though?
I can't remember exact wordings, but
It was in. I think it was in sport, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't remember what was said. But
Tell you what,
Danny Sturridge
now-
just come on by the
now
way
the
for the
kid has done
last
a very
20
bright one.
minutes, and I've not even noticed Kate at the minute. So
Silver's just off on the side, like say he's not captain. He's come back on.
nice from Hendo. Hello,
Ooh,
Jordan Henderson with a line splitting.
First out of the game.
did you not see that one
Exactly.
earlier from Salah?
Oh, it's what we just. So Dembele, have we got anything else to say about Dembele before we move on?
I think he needs to do better in it because realistically, it's Barcelona.
He's so talented,
and
man.
and
I mean,
he's come up clutch for them in the last like 4 games. Yeah, everyone knows how good you are. Your age mates in your national squad are doing bits. Like Mbappe is up here.
He hasn't
Do you
played-
not
Mbappe's
want to
probably
be
staying
up
up
here?
late
Do you
as
get what
well.
I'm saying?
He's probably playing with
no,
Mbappe,
but
let's be honest.
Mbappe seems more focused, man. He's
Mate,
more focused
I
on
think
being the best.
Dembele has a
Dembele
platform
seems
that
like he had the natural ability, so he's like, I can do this anyway, and he is doing it
Mate.
because every time he comes on, he's scoring. So he's like, if I'm doing this and I'm not playing but I'm still scoring, they're gonna have to keep me.
Dembele's personality is one that's fit for Real Madrid because Barcelona's camp is so strict. I can't remember who said it, but it's like there was Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta were
Zlatan
basically
said it.
like schoolboys. Yes,
Yeah.
it was Zlatan who said
read
this.
that book, yeah.
No, I did. Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta are basically like schoolboys at La Masia, and they like listen to everything. They don't like stand out of line. Whereas Dembele seems more like a player who, likes to sort of cause a little bit of trouble, or like not wants to play by the rules
No, he's a bit
all
of
the
a diva.
time.
But
Or-
Zlatan-
yeah,
but
yeah, but that's
Zlatan's
a bit of a
got
diva.
man
it's
up,
better.
man.
But
You
you
got
Same reason
man up,
Zlatan
man.
left.
Yeah, he
But
finally has
Zlatan
a
can make-
platform to absolutely kill it.
Zlatan can make those
Yeah.
those comments because Zlatan's actually always been a consummate professional. So
Yeah.
No, but it's what I'm
just
saying. Maybe this is why.
It's just a different approach, both which are healthy. No, I get what you're saying. Like the more disciplined that Barcelona is, kind of like you have to fit in. There is no room for like ego here, except
It's like
except
saying
Messi,
that-
he can do what he wants.
At the same time, there should be a level of professionalism.
It's like Icardi as well.
Like
Icardi
a
probably
base level of professionalism,
I
regardless
just, I
of
hate seeing the
agree,
like,
I
I just hate seeing the headlines, man. Especially with a player that's so talented, and he's just not wasting his talent, but he's just adding drama
wasting talent.
adding
Yeah.
drama around his
I
name
mean,
for no reason. Like Suarez has come out and said stuff.
Yeah.
Kike.
I mean, when your teammates are
come
saying
on,
stuff,
man.
it's a little bit damning. But I think. I mean,
Who's that, man? Chupo.
I think the rumours are circulating of him maybe moving in January or being made available in January are to hopefully motivate him, or to hopefully click him into gear. Like, there's been reports of them making him available for 100 million, and apparently Liverpool are sniffing round, Arsenal are sniffing round. He would be, God, you know, if we're talking about clubs, going back to the earlier question, who could sign a player that would strengthen their resolve in the Champions League. Like,
But then who
if Dembele was
drops out
available,
of Liverpool's
oh,
squad,
you
really?
just buy him and just figure it out.
Just play four up top.
Mate, come Chelsea,
Arsenal
mate.
as well.
Replace
Arsenal in the
William,
mind as well.
please.
No, it's good. Little chat about Dembele, but we love him. Brilliant dribbler, brilliant with both feet.
Ridiculous both.
And if,
Just do better,
if Barcelona are going to play 4-3-3, there's not many better players when he's focused on that right-hand side. So, next question.
Josh Davo has asked, do you think Real Madrid will make a major signing this summer, like Hazard, Icardi, Kane, Neymar? If so, who?
They have to.
Yeah, they have.
Like,
They need more than
legit
one.
need
They need
to.
like 3.
They won't.
Yeah.
They
What,
can't.
three
Yeah, they
world-class
can't.
If
players?
especially-
surely there's going to be one marquee signing.
Well, there has to be one, but the
At
biggest
least.
problem as well is they're planning on building a new stadium, which is going to cost a lot of money as well. And so they've got to put their priorities in which one they want first, either 3 amazing signings or a stadium. And Florentino Perez seems to want the stadium so far.
Because he wants to name it after himself, innit? Joke, man.
Does he
I
actually?
respect that.
Yeah,
I
he
actually
does.
respect that. I respect that quite a bit.
Yeah, of course he does. He's an absolute mega
Chloe's
baby.
actual
That's the baller
outfit.
move.
The Crawley's actual stadium, that'd be perfect.
Oh my God, a
He's
tube moment
offside,
onside.
offside.
Oh, shades of being back down the Bet365 stadium.
But which player they sign is we get asked that question and answer it every 2 weeks.
It's going to be Hazard.
It could be Lewandowski
Nah.
for 100 million. It could
Nah.
be Eden Hazard for 200.
It's never a dull moment, is
It
there?
could be Immobile for 80 million.
Keita.
Like, there's so many players that they could try and get, and probably fix them short term. But if they're looking for a long term solution, it's probably a lot harder
Alright.
and costs a lot more.
If you could only
well-
bring one player to the club, though, so let's boil this question down. If you could only bring one player to the club, who do you bring in?
Kylian
Kane.
Mbappe.
With that Cristiano Ronaldo money.
Oh, so
Kane.
you're saying what are you saying that?
So
that
around
price?
100 mil.
Okay, because that's not Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe.
Kane, man.
Immobile.
Kane.
100
You're
mil.
not getting Kane,
You're
you're
not
not getting
getting
Kane for 100
mil.
million. You're not getting Kane for 100 million.
180, I'd say.
Okay.
Minimum.
Okay, we could give or take 25, 30 mil.
Still not getting him for 130. Like,
Oh, Shaqiri's coming on.
I think you get
Oh.
Immobile for
The
60,
Stoke
70
derby.
mil.
Icardi.
Icardi you get for 100 million.
I don't think he will leave though. I don't
It's a
think
great
he'll leave
hill,
for
question,
Real
isn't it?
Madrid.
Yeah,
you know.
oh God.
I don't know.
Depends how much they offer.
Icardi will be a good signing for Real Madrid.
Icardi
Just
a
someone
great
that just stays there, just
Yeah.
scoring
Yeah.
it, like nothing
Just
else.
not
just
like-
scoring.
Icardi once scored a hat trick with just 13 touches of
Yeah,
the ball,
that's all nuts.
which is ridiculous.
Oh, Zach back at it.
It'll be
Doing
fine at
bits.
Real Madrid.
When you
'cause
remember
isn't
stats,
he
he's
meant to be
got
like
good
the
man,
worst
don't
bloke
you?
ever?
You what? Sorry.
He'll be fine at Real Madrid because isn't he meant to be like the worst bloke ever?
I think
Yeah, he
his,
is. He slept with
his
that
history
boy's girl or something.
he didn't sleep
Yeah,
with
it's
her,
now his
but
wife.
Okay,
and
you
they've got
didn't just
kids
end up
together.
with
But
word boy.
I think his history precedes him a little bit. People do take it a little bit far with him. Like, don't get me wrong, he did nick his best mate's wife.
and he called
Ain't
out
great.
the intra-ultras in his book.
Also not
And he
great.
wrote a book at 23, 24. He was in enough interesting shit by the age of 23, 24.
Mauro Icardi when you nick someone's
Unless you're
wife.
David Attenborough, just, don't even come
Oh,
at me with a
mate.
book at 23, 24.
You see that pass by Henderson?
Spooned it.
Yeah, it's for it.
Horizontal as well.
It was almost forward, yeah.
It
Oh,
was literally
Tottenham.
backwards.
Tottenham are beating Barcelona 1-0.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, they're against
sorry,
Inter.
they're playing Inter. I meant
Because,
Inter.
yeah, Barcelona playing PSV.
That's what I meant.
It's
Get him, man.
decent,
Get
mate.
out.
Doogie's at that game. Back on
Ooh.
Doogie.
Is he?
He's gone to
He'll be warm.
Wembley. Always warm, isn't he? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
exactly.
insinuating? Because
Yeah,
it's hairy.
exactly.
Yeah,
Just like another
decent.
coat.
Bandit
But no
hair,
one
innit?
counts.
Oh, leave that at that one. Any
I
other,
meant his head.
any other player? Oh God. Any other players you think Real Madrid can get?
Alopecia on his dick. Lewandowski seems like a Real Madrid player.
Yeah,
To me,
not got it,
Icardi might score a lot of goals, but I don't think he's leaving Inter Milan anytime soon. Like, he's signing a
yeah.
long-term contract. He's the captain. he is the boy. He wouldn't wield that much power at Real
But
Madrid.
he is scummy though. He's got a dirty move in him. Like he's got a dirty move in him.
Well,
Like,
based
the
on
ones
his
where you're like-
relationship status.
Like, you didn't expect that.
Do that again?
No.
Icardi.
Yeah, fine.
Icardi or Lewandowski, Sam?
Cardi.
Oh, okay.
Not
yeah,
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski tried his
Lewandowski
best
was
last year. Jesus.
Yeah,
But
he-
the same Lewandowski did go on a free from Dortmund.
I mean,
to
do
Bayern.
you remember when Lewandowski didn't win the top goal scorer,
so
and
scummy,
he blamed his teammates for
Yeah.
not helping him out enough?
Oh yeah,
When
yeah.
Ben
he's a
Last-
scummy
yeah,
as
last
well. He's a
2
scummy
games
one
of
as
the
well.
season, so.
Come on, he's proper for his toys out the pram. What's with Joe Gomez's beard?
No, it's always like
Why
he,
does
just
it
need-
end
he needs
there?
to shave it again and let it grow.
He's got the reverse. He's got the,
Sorry, Mister. I know how to
Well, Pat's
grow
not here,
beards
so
and
someone
that.
needs to.
he's
It's
got the
either me or
reverse.
Kieran.
He's got the reverse Homer Simpson, hasn't
trying
he?
to
It's
say,
just
man? That's shaving
not
it.
that. But yeah,
No,
I can't comment on facial hair.
He's grown the part that everybody struggles to, and not grown the part that's easiest to grow.
He just needs to reset himself. He's like, he just needs
He
to shave it
just
all off
needs
and
to
let it come
invert
through
himself.
again.
He's invert that beard.
God.
Invert that beard.
Is there another question?
Yes, Danny. Yes, Danny.
Good hustle.
Want to know when Danny Alves' next song is coming out? Check out the Personal Mastermind with Danny
Play it,
Alves.
Danny.
Surely everyone watching
Well
now has
played.
watched the personal mastermind.
Oh,
Killian.
Oh!
Go
come
on.
on! I've
What's
got a
the
couple more
movement?
oohs
Go on,
left in me.
Burner.
Mbappe, move. Do something. Play him.
Oh!
Cutting.
He's got
One
it.
more.
Edit
Go on.
Oh!
Yeah, he's got the ball. He got the ball.
He got the
That's
ball.
a great tackle
I
from
nearly
Van Dijk.
skirted it as well.
Hey, do
You should
do you know
know.
what? Choupo-Moting's made a great run there, and he's looked up and he saw Choupo-Moting in
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
the right position, and Neymar on the wrong one. He's gone. You know what?
Tucha's
I mean,
because he
it's
knows
a
that was the
game of
pass.
probabilities, isn't it?
But look on the next question. Oh, PSV have scored. De Jong setting up an exciting finish with Barcelona and PSV.
Oh, that's poor.
He's their captain. Look, De Jong, I think he's played for Newcastle.
I actually think Chico might get a little bit too much stick. I actually think he's alright.
Of course, he's okay.
He was Stoke's best player. Oh no, second best.
What's he going down there
That's
for?
embarrassing. That's
Tuchel
embarrassing.
What's he going
Germany,
down
that's
there
why I
for?
signed him. Do you know who's been great this season? Shaqiri as well. Props to the tree
Things
stud
like that.
that is Jordan.
What a tackle!
He's
What a
such-
dive
he's
from
such an
Lovren.
awesome bloke. He looks so weird.
Who's
Yeah,
Shaqiri?
he's-
Like he just looks like.
He looks like you got the wrong aspect
No,
ratio.
yeah,
so he was
it's-
created.
No, it looks
what
like
he
somebody's
just did
made
there?
like a Bay Pro character and just given up
Who,
halfway
Henderson?
through.
No,
He looks so close to
Bernat.
popping.
Just get it out.
Or it's like
Just get it out.
they
Right.
made him 5'3" with 99 physicality.
Let's have a bit of order on the sofa. Next,
Oh,
next
Verratti.
question, please.
There's a question here from the old lady 99.
Oh, yeah.
They've asked, can any other Italian team compete with Juve in Serie A?
Definitely
No.
my type.
No.
Juve have
Only
such
in
a.
the-
Ooh! The recent thing as well that's even
gonna
more
kick it away.
surprising
Knew
is
it. Knew
Juve
it.
have now started to pay the wages, which is predominantly
Sorry, what
dominating.
was the question, bro?
Can any other Italian team compete with Juve
Oh, go on.
domestically?
But no, the big thing as well is Juve have actually started paying like decent wages, which is not incredibly decent, but mainly that's dominated by Ronaldo's wage
Great
because
tackle.
he takes up about 1/3 of all their wages. I think Dybala's
What's he
still
on?
something stupid.
Who's that? Sorry, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo,
£20
yeah.
million a year.
Yeah, and then Dybala's on something like not even less than half of that.
I think the top paid players before that, I think I only know this because I've done a scout report on Juventus, were Pjanic and Dybala both
Yeah.
on 5.2 mil a year. So
What does that equate to per?
I think
per week?
well, doesn't 20 grand a year make you a millionaire? So five times that, 100 grand.
100 grand a week.
God, which is
I
alright for
wouldn't
them,
trust my maths.
but like.
so.
But again,
But this is it.
particularly if Dybala was anywhere else.
But the Serie, but,
Any other
but
club?
the Serie A league in general isn't a big one for wages.
No.
Like they don't pay a lot to their players, which is why a lot of players will move for bigger wages. And I just think in terms of how much
No one pays
money,
tax in Italy though, they're all crooks.
yeah. But in terms of like having
Definition.
Seemingly.
the transfer money as well to be able to buy Ronaldo and buy these big players, just other teams can't compete.
No.
And when you've got like AC Milan who do suddenly start spending, they spent it either wrong on buying people like Barini, or taking a punt on Sil wasn't the worst, but it just didn't turn out. And other teams just can't really afford to do it.
But then you have teams growing up like Napoli have done in the past 5 or so seasons.
But that's
Yeah.
also been due.
Bacardi and Martin.
Imagine getting your
Insigne
best
Martins.
points total
And
2
not-
years in a row and not winning the league. It's just utter despair.
But it just shows the
that was
dominance.
Sarri at Napoli.
It just shows the dominance of.
Go on.
But
Oh,
That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted.
Where's Chupo?
You got to do it.
Go on.
Oh, yes.
weak foot.
right, well, Andy Robertson does really well there.
Great
What
ball.
about this
Ref,
end
you've
of
got
the,
to give him a
what
yellow.
about this end of the sofa? Do you think anyone in Italy is going to come close to Juventus in the next few years?
No.
I think Napoli can push it.
Napoli have got the best chance.
5-5 Villa.
But Inter, AC Milan already show what they can do with money.
Yeah.
They bought players and they just didn't.
Pause. 5-5 Villa versus Nottingham. Abraham has 4.
He's got 4 goals.
Yes,
Bring him
Tammy.
back to Chelsea, man. We need him. What the heck?
Yes, Tammy. Big boy
Oh,
shit.
that's ridiculous.
So Rabiot's just entering the fray. I didn't see who for because we're now watching
should be
a
Varane.
repeat of Mbappe's missed chance. He's shimmied
Oh, he's not even blocked
Robertson.
him.
Should
I
have
tell you
cut
what,
back.
well,
done Robertson very well.
Robertson chose on the outside. He gave him the outside. Up his pressure on.
He
Should've
gets
cut back.
he eventually gets his foot across, but the
Oh,
shot's
I
already
swear.
gone there.
Rabiot for Mbappe. I would kill him.
Okay, so
5 minutes left.
No, but to be fair, he's not been.
Neymar's going to play down the middle, Choupo-Moting attack in midfield, and an extra man in midfield, you'd imagine.
He's not been able to do that run yet, has he? The one which is just like
6 minutes.
such massive strides.
Yeah.
It's
So are
phenomenal.
you
the way
saying
he
you're
does it.
disappointed with his performance?
I think he's been okay.
Yeah, he's been okay. In the first half, he created
For
like,
what?
3 of their best chances.
Second half's flown by, to be fair,
Yeah.
without much happening.
For 100. How much did he cost in the end?
Like 165. 165.
He's worth every single
Yeah,
thing.
100
He
million.
really is.
I
wish-
he'll come back as one of the signings of the decade.
I wish Chelsea
Buying
would
him
have
in.
bought him. Like, do you know how sad it is when I read that story that he had trials
Go on,
at
you're right.
Chelsea and
Yes,
like,
ref.
didn't join.
Ref, you're not going to give anything.
Oh, there's
enough.
someone that's available this summer, Rabiot, and he is
But
probably...
he's meant to be a little naughty boy.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, he's got attitude
Apparently
problems,
his mother's like... I don't know if it's that. His mum's his agent, I think, and she's famously hard to deal with.
His
His mum's an agent.
That's what
His mum's
happens,
an
you know.
agent.
You've
I'd
got to
never
keep
let
your
my mum
family
be my
out of
agent.
that.
She's
I'd
a-
never let my mum be
Apparently,
my
I don't know if it's his agent or she's like his representation, but apparently she's a bit of a battle axe.
He's sleeping. He's not training today.
But yeah,
Has to ask his mum for permission.
he's an immense talent.
Yeah.
I can see him going to Barcelona as well.
Wait, is he out of
That-
contract? Is he?
Hold on, quick question. Kieran, your round us off. Can anyone challenge Juventus before we move on to the next question?
No, not at all.
Is that yours?
I'm absolutely knackered.
All right, fair
I've
enough.
got a question.
Go on.
FD wise, who'd be the best agent?
Pat.
No, I don't think so.
Joe.
Or Joe, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
I think
Joe.
Joe will get
You're
him a lot
asking
of
Pat
money.
to go the extra mile for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It hits 6 o'clock. He's taking no phone calls, no
Oh!
text, no emails.
Wait, we'll get back.
Hey, Chuba, do something. Play it back to him.
No, he's not going to. He's going to lay it
You're
off.
so selfish, man.
Is that Bernard again? Bernat.
Is that Bernard's watch?
Yeah,
On the left wing.
Why would he not play him, though?
I think Tomlinson's
They don't
gonna do
rate.
well.
They
You'll
don't
do
rate
right.
you
You'll
with
do
it
right.
at all.
Oh,
my
thanks,
God.
mate. You know.
I don't think you'll give me the most amount of money, but you get me a decent club.
How dare you? I've made FD finally, financially
Hey,
acceptable
charge
for
that.
everyone. Ah!
We've lost
The
again.
TV's turned off.
It's coming
The
back.
best agent. You know what? Don't put myself forward for a lot, but I'm gonna say me. All right. Organisation skills are immense.
Yeah, I think you'll be up there still. I can't lie. You'll be up there.
I think Tomlinson will get you. He'll drive a hard bargain for you.
Yep. Tomlinson's got good chat
Oh, Sturridge is on.
for you.
I'd get you in the right club. I'd get you in the right
I'd
club,
be
but I wouldn't get you the
yawning.
money. I wouldn't be able to get you the money, but I'd get you
Who'd
in the
Who'd be the
right
worst
club.
agent?
Michael.
Yeah.
Michael would
I
just-
think Doogie would be a good agent, though.
Doogie'd be alright.
Slightly.
Mike could have come out of the meeting and go.
you're not going
So
anywhere.
what happened? He go.
You've got the three.
Doogie would be
You're
awful
paying
because
them.
Doogie would like write up like some sort of
Contract, I
contract or
forget.
something, and people would be like, "What are they devil scratchings? What is that on about?"
I don't know. You know. Right. I think. Well, look at you, mate. You know, you've gone from WH Smith.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd get you
now
enough. I wouldn't get you the money.
Head of FDFC.
I'd get you to the right club though, but I wouldn't get you the money.
Hey, Bentaleb penalty.
Algeria.
Now I want to.
He
My
scored like 6
representation of
this
you
season.
so far has been nothing short of.
Just screamed
I
Algeria.
can't believe you've put Tomlinson ahead of me there. I
Did
can't
I?
believe.
Okay,
it.
I feel
hard.
like Joe would be like, he refuses
Yeah.
to train, and you haven't even told him that. He's just decided.
Yeah, he needs 5k at least to
Right.
train.
And he wants a Mercedes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And the new Supreme jacket.
Yeah, he'd get the perks. For it.
He's like in a medium.
I swear Zach's not a medium. Anyway, let's move on. Next question. That's a good question.
Quite topical question here.
Oh,
Anush Shukla has asked, who's your favourite for the Ballon d'Or? Obviously, the 3rd of December. I believe it
Oh, we
Well,
almost
there's
got through a whole
rumours,
game about a question
yeah.
about the
is.
Ballon
It
d'Or.
is next week, to be fair.
Yeah.
Or this
There's
weekend.
rumours that Messi and Ronaldo aren't in it,
That'd be amazing.
which
though.
is.
Yeah, the rumours are.
But
rumours
Modric
were that
better
like
not
at the
win it.
halfway stage.
I'm kind of with you there, Sam. I don't really want Modric to win it.
Yeah,
I don't
same.
think if you're considering the whole season, sure, last season and the World Cup was phenomenal. though this season has dropped off a bit. The person you're looking for is a French player.
Yeah.
Goes
And it could
by
be,
the name of Mbappe.
yeah. I'm with Zach.
That's quite strong, but I think even Messi or Ronaldo's not the worst.
That's not.
Big chance here in the dying moments of the game.
Who's picking this
for
in?
Liverpool? Mo Salah's won a
Wait,
free kick from a very decent position.
Have you realised Salah's got a bit of a mean streak now? Like he's turned
Salah?
a bit like
Yeah,
harsh. Like he's celebrating. He's not doing his normal like composed celebration. He's starting to
Salah.
like do
Back himself.
yeah.
Wait, he's got a bit of swaz.
believe it.
Imagine he bangs this. Oh,
Ah, don't
never say that
word.
again.
Oh my gosh.
Get out. Oh,
Steven tries for life.
God, me. Anyway, this is a very decent position. I didn't realise what
Shaqiri bangs it in.
Shaqiri's going to take it.
This
He's
is
good.
How's Salah not?
Shaqiri's good at free. This is a Shaq attack. I've got a lot of time for people who don't wear long shorts, but their socks still meet their
No,
shorts.
Henderson is not.
Come on, he's clipped it
It's
back
not
post.
worse.
That's a lovely ball. What's
Is
happening?
he offside?
A
he
free
did.
kick.
It's a free
well
kick.
played.
Idiot.
Silva.
Lovely.
Essentially,
Lovren's
you've got
banged
you've got a
over.
lot of time for people with stubby legs,
Absolutely.
like yourself.
Like, everyone's like, oh, Hamill loves long shorts. No, I don't. They're just normal size shorts. And when I watch myself back in sevens, I'm like, why am I running like that?
Oh my god. The one. Tomorrow, keep your eyes peeled for FDFC.
Oh! Sorry.
No.
5 minutes.
Keep your eyes peeled for FDFC. The first sevens is going live. And one thing I've realised whilst watching it back, you're never as good as you think you are.
Yeah, but that was our first game, man.
It
That
was.
was Strugsville. Like,
Who you saying that for?
he's-
You saying that
you're-
for?
You scored.
Yeah, you were actually very good.
You
thanks, man.
actually carried a team.
Well done,
You
man.
actually carried a team that week.
But it's just like.
And yesterday.
But you look back and you're just like, what was I doing? Why have I not followed that man? Or why have I not like, put
But
that
you
tackle?
do
No, it's
crazy
annoying.
things when you're not fit.
Yeah.
You know, you go pale. Your eyes go red. Like you go flat-footed. I haven't been fit.
Ooh.
Ref
Who's that, Van Dijk?
agree. That is filth.
Is that?
Send him off.
That's not.
I mean, it was just a bit.
Was it
late.
Van Dijk?
Like
It was
there's
Van
that, you know,
Dijk.
in the Arsenal fan TV game, it got to about when we were about
Danny.
80 minutes in,
Danny.
70 minutes in. Every corner I went up for and like jumped, my calves would go. Like legit, they'd like just spasm as I was in the air. Like the goal I scored, my calves were spazzing
That's
at
mad.
the exact same time.
Good job your nose wasn't spazzing. That's where you put it in with,
Yeah,
isn't it?
just little
It is actually mad
bombs.
how unfit some of you guys
Absolute
are.
beaked it.
What are you trying
Alright.
to say? You don't play.
I
You
played
don't
90.
play. You don't play.
Seven's not can be arsed, but
Yeah, why is that? Because your fitness.
because I don't want to spend more time with you. Spend 5 days a week.
Mad.
with
I'll
you.
tell you what, Hibbo, you Sam both quite fit. Not
good at
not
football.
too bad on the football pitch as well.
Thanks, man.
Doogie,
Neymar
Doogie,
free kick.
Ooh. Nah, too
Decent.
far out.
Yeah,
Go on, the
Good
next
free
question.
kick, good free kick though.
And like Zach said, look out for
It's
FDFC's
coming.
sevens this weekend. And if you're not subscribed to FDFC's,
One more
go
going.
over there, do so now. Cut this stream short. PSG have apparently won. You know, come back if there's a dramatic late goal.
And
Oh, no, they're pissing around in the corner. Right, moving on. Next question.
He loves this.
oh,
He loves this.
This is what
Name
winds
He
me
is,
about Neymar.
no, but he lives for these moments.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, just winding down time.
Yeah,
It's
like-
an absolute
Go on,
shit
David.
house in the final minutes of the game.
Yeah. I rate it though. I rate it so much.
Same,
Danny,
man,
I called
same.
Danny.
I would do it too.
Just gamesmanship.
Yeah,
You
man.
do it. There have
I
been
know.
times in seven I was like, Sam, just leave him alone.
No, because
they've been ruined already. Just leave him alone.
No, because you have to just. Let me not even get to it if I look like a mad guy.
Just wait to see him be a bad guy. Go on, the last few questions because it's 5 minutes extra time. We'll stick around for 10 minutes after that, but.
Craig has asked.
You right, Craig?
Craig has asked.
Definitely didn't make that up.
No, it's just his name. Surname's Matt. Are Arsenal good enough to make a top 4 this year?
Yeah.
I told you, he lives for this.
Rainbow flicked
He lives for these moments. He lives for these.
Rainbow flicked Shaqiri.
He
I
lives.
missed
Matt,
that.
I love
but that's what I'm saying.
Looking at
I
you
told
saying
you.
Craig.
Yeah.
Look, if they concede now though, it's all mad.
No,
Oh,
we'll
he's
see in a
gonna-
minute. We'll see.
What's happened to this press?
Lawford, what is that?
Go on.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Rabiot.
That was a hospital pass.
Decent old ball there.
What's Danny
how's he
Alves
off?
doing? Why is he so far up the pitch? Get
He's
back.
playing right wing.
He should.
Here we go, the rainbow flicks on.
Oh, so
Shaqiri
good.
was
Yeah,
fuming.
that
is-
He is fuming.
If you do that to anyone, they're going to be fuming.
He's done well to get round Shaqiri there.
Yeah.
Look how rotund he is.
It would have been
Oh, I
easier
love
to
the
go
crowd.
over.
The crowd.
Oh,
Those
he's
Liverpool
not even fat.
fans.
He's not fat at all.
I
He's
love
just
Neymar so much.
Thick.
I'm just so disrespectful.
Oh, Lovren.
We need more of that.
But you know
Best
what?
centre-back in the world, my
He
bum.
does it, but he doesn't
Play
do
it,
that.
Go on, play it.
Go on, Chief.
Galloping down the pitch.
Doing?
Who knew that Choupo-Moting was the,
Neymar released the ball.
perfect player?
Oh.
That was a strong
Again,
foot.
He might be off.
That
Is
was
he
a
on a
straight leg.
Yeah.
That's like his second,
And,
third
he's
challenge
asking
as well.
for a call
Neymar's getting
for the
yellow.
other player.
Kicking the ball away for no reason.
Uncle Fester.
Verratti loves a slide tackle, you know. I've
No,
never
but
seen a player.
That's
I've never seen a player.
There's so much
Neymar's
fun.
been cocky then on a back heel. and not
He
put
is
enough
locked
power.
in. He's
See,
lucky to
watch
still be
Van
in the
Dijk just bang this in.
Verratti should be
What was
sent
the
off.
question from Craig, by the way?
Are Arsenal good enough to be top four? We literally didn't even.
Yeah, they can be.
No. No, but they're closer than I thought they would be.
Yeah, like
What do you boys think? Let's answer this quickly. Because
Yeah, I think
there's
they are.
no Arsenal fans on the bench. So.
I actually think they've got a decent enough squad in there to challenge for it, and I actually wouldn't be too surprised if they made it. But that would be due to say a Spurs or a Chelsea or someone else dropping
Yeah,
out
I don't see someone else
rather
dropping
than
out
them
that's
being
worse
amazingly
than
better.
them.
I think Aubameyang has been very good this season, but more the second half. I don't think he's actually scored in the first half yet.
But I think that's all of Arsenal.
Well defended.
It's been a long week. I'm already at Wednesday, and it's felt like a long week already. Everyone's already getting tired. But let's keep the energy up. Last 5, 10. I actually think.
I did think it was Tuesday.
Wow, what happened there?
Their defence is still essentially the same as it was last season.
Leave Rob alone.
Still got the same issues. They're really struggling
Yeah, leave Rob alone,
to
so.
play it out of defence as well, and they've been a little bit fortunate that their performance at the other end has sort of overshadowed that, papered over the cracks somewhat. I think over the course of the season it will prove itself, but if they can finish 5th, that's progress, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I like Emery. I like what he's trying to do.
I think if they get a few players in January, like fix up their defence,
Who
they'll
are they
be.
going to get?
I think Mustafi needs to be
in
replaced,
January.
man.
Mustafi needs to be taken
100%,
to the
but
farm and left there and shot.
Christ.
Who are they going to get?
I don't know, but I
in
think
January to
Wenger
replace him?
sucked all the quality out of him, bro.
What,
Honestly,
Mustafi?
I thought he was really.
No,
You
I-
call him
good.
jam jar in
I
the
think he's
comment
always
show.
been
I
good.
piss myself.
Really?
I think he's just gash.
He's so
As a
bad.
centre back, he's just.
You know he played in Prem before.
He has his qualities. He has his good games
Yeah,
as
he's
well, but he just has absolute humdingers, doesn't he?
It's just-
I actually think my view on Rob Holding has been misguided now due to
Because you love him.
due to
You're
me,
just a fan
like
boy
meeting
now.
him and just being like, oh, he's actually such a lovely player.
Legend.
So I don't know if I can comment on
alright.
him as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's played enough to be regarded
You
as
love
like
him too
really
much,
good
so
or
you
really
can't
bad.
comment.
Yeah,
like,
the game against
just
Liverpool, I
because
think
when
is
I
really
think of
good.
Rob Holding now, I just think of that like half an hour chat we had with him where I was just like enjoying every moment. I was just like,
Oh,
this
there it
amazing.
is, Zacharias. PSG win an absolutely crucial
Thomas
game,
Tuchel.
leaving them second in the group. I take it that Napoli won in the end. They're winning 3-1
Yeah,
last
3-1.
time we checked. Buffon absolutely static with that. And to be honest, in the second half, Liverpool didn't really have that many clear-cut opportunities, did they?
No.
I mean,
So-
I think it was good game management.
The
from PSG.
the Firmino header that hit the side of the netting, that was probably, that one springs to mind. It all changed when Choupo-Moting came on, you know,
really.
the Don. The...
No, I think in the second half, PSG just kept Liverpool at an arm's length quite effectively.
I think they made some good in-game substitutions there. So Cavani came off at the right time for Rabiot.
Yeah, he was
When
getting quite
that,
isolated as well.
75 maybe?
Look
Probably-
how much
probably
it
out there.
means to those PSG players, man. They're all going racial, just blimmin' hugging each
Because
other.
they know if
They-
they
they
didn't
know what
make
they're
it,
doing.
that would have their season's
This
over.
is it.
Because
This is
I-
what you need. This is legit what you
Well,
need.
this is probably
what
what
they
the
play for
toughest group
Liverpool.
there is.
Yeah,
With
arguably,
PSG, Liverpool,
arguably either
Napoli.
that or Barcelona,
When
PSV,
is
and
Jackson gonna
Spurs.
leave?
But in
Leeds
saying
team,
that
though.
you could comfortably see all three of those teams
100%.
in the deep ladder stages.
Yeah, I think it's the same with the other group. I think it's very hard to group. I think there's two groups of death in this year's Champions League. I think Barca, Inter, and Spurs is a blimmin' unbelievable group as well.
Yeah.
But again, this 100% as well. Like these 6 teams, 2 of them have to drop out into the Europa League.
And,
Well, unless PSV or
and
something.
Juventus,
is good.
United, Valencia.
Yeah,
Like, it's looking like Valencia, but Valencia were exceptional last season. Not started the season well, but still the core of a very good team there.
Yeah, but I still think that's a much weaker group. Considering
yeah, I think
United,
makes it a
and
bit
Valencia
more
are both
weak, yeah.
weaker teams than
Only
say,
owing to how
PSG and
United are
Liverpool.
playing. Right?
Yeah, but you can only judge really a team on how they're playing as opposed to how good they could be.
I mean, calibre of player to how they're playing is
that's the
disproportionate
biggest
in that.
issue.
in
Yeah,
that group,
100%.
in
But
that team.
a team, an amazing team that's playing shit is still a shit team.
I think Valencia could probably nick some points from these guys.
Yeah.
Red Star Belgrade, pull
sure.
one back. They're
It
some
wasn't
fans
like
I've actually been quite impressed with this year. Like they're usually known for being quite aggressive,
Passionate.
shall we say,
Raucous,
passionate.
raucous.
But they've actually been able to keep it quite quite calm.
Ancelotti looks like he's just sanctioned
Oh my
killing
God.
someone.
Let's don't talk about it.
It's just foil.
Let's
It's
talk
foil
about it,
all the
'cause
way
I
up into
get
the
angry still.
middle.
I get angry.
Yeah, but
It's great.
It's iconic though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but
He's stuck
it's
by it.
fantastic.
He's stuck by it.
Yeah, there's not enough emos in
Yeah.
football.
When he retires, he'll be working in like a game.
What's his band?
We're going to CEX and just standing there.
Or Warhammer. Just,
Wow, that's so
I'm
accurate,
surprised he
bro.
doesn't have one of those big like,
Do you know what he
spacers in his ear.
What was the end score for Aston Villa Nottingham? Can you please tell? It was
As if you-
5-5.
As if
Incredible.
we're leaving.
I'm actually
Hamzik's
annoyed.
hair for that game. Right, so get some quick fire questions in there. We'll
That was
stay,
a lovely goal from Spurs.
we'll stay for 10
Oh,
minutes.
that is nice,
Christian Eriksen, lovely jubbly.
He needs to leave.
What a beautiful man.
Why do you say that? Why does he
Dave
need to leave?
Jackson.
Where does he need to go? Christian Eriksen, Sam said he needs to leave.
Oh, no, here
Go on.
we go.
Go somewhere and win something.
Real, man.
Christian
I
out.
reckon he could go Real. He's how old is he? He's like 27, 26.
Yeah, I think he's
Maybe a
28.
little bit older.
Yeah.
He could go Real, man.
I think he's
Fix up
he
their
could play in
midfield a
any
bit.
team, man. He could make any team better.
But
He
is he
also
100
kind of
mil?
goes under the radar as well. You kind of forget about how good he is, given like the fact they have a Kane.
Yeah, like
In
I'd
that team and
certainly
stuff,
put him
he-
in the same stratosphere as like an Ozil. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
100%.
think he gets a lot less attention.
100%.
Probably better.
I think
Probably
he's-
better than Ozil.
But I think that's because of the players that are around him
He-
grab
he
all the other
offers
attention,
more.
which is what you mean.
Yeah,
Right? He's
but no, but in
underrated.
saying that, like you, at say Arsenal, you have the likes of Aubameyang, but Ozil is still probably the preeminent name.
But yeah,
Whereas the only person who performance-wise was probably better than
I-
Eriksen is Kane.
I think
he
that's
still
a-
kind of gets slightly forgotten about.
I think that's to
You
do
know
with
what I mean?
commerciability as well. Like you
Yeah,
very
that's
rarely
true,
see
that's true.
Ericsson
He
as
just keeps
the
himself to
guy.
himself.
Yeah, which is fair
You
enough
need to
too.
add more,
And
a
I
bit more
think
sauce to yourself, though, man.
yeah,
Well, you have to.
you have
Yeah,
to.
man.
Yeah.
In this day and
Why
age,
not?
man. Come on, man.
You can be a commercial
you,
player,
you,
yeah.
you have to.
But
Sell
mate,
your
the
own
new
brand.
currency is happiness, and maybe he's happy, you know, not,
So what- so
not
what-
partaking
no,
in all that bullshit.
I respect
So,
that.
so what you're saying is like there's no space in this current climate for like a Paul Scholes or a Roy Keane.
No, there's space.
There
There's
is.
space, and if you're
They're
happy with it, I
boring
think that's fine.
people,
But I do
aren't they?
agree with you. That,
Fantastic.
But like
footballers
teams
are-
now, yeah, they don't just
But
look
just
at your
boring
like, your ability.
blokes.
They look at what you can bring marketing-wise as well.
wasn't it someone like Ronaldo when he first joined something like that? He brought up their marketing, like people buying shirts by something stupid.
Juventus is, I think, one of the platforms following by 5 million. But let's get some quick fire questions from the fans. That's why they're here. They think they're watching the highlights, or you know, if you're non-subscribers. But if you are subscribers, big up. So let's get some questions from them.
I
If
mean,
Dorman can work this iPad,
It's
and
having
then we're all going home in 5 minutes because Kieran thinks it's Tuesday. So
What's up, my dudes?
Olive 1403 has asked, what do you think of Henderson's performance?
He did 2 good balls, didn't he? That's all right in 97 minutes.
No comment.
I mean, it started to get overran in the second half, didn't they? I think they made some very good adjustments, PSG. But I didn't really notice any of the
very
Liverpool
quiet.
midfield.
I
In the
mean,
final. I mean,
No.
Shaqiri was on the ball a lot in that midfield three towards the end.
Yeah.
Naby Keita had a good 5-10 minute spell, but I didn't really see it from Henderson's second half. But
Klopp got it wrong, man.
I mean, I don't think any one of their starting midfield three got a grip of the game.
I don't think
They
Lovren. I
didn't
don't-
control any of it. There was no
Yeah.
control in that midfield.
Yeah.
I don't think Lovren was great, and he got brought into the side for Joe Gomez to go right back.
I don't think Gomez was great at right back either.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
they
Which
missed
I-
him with
I-
Alexander
Klopp
Arnold.
tried to-
As an
he
outlet as well, he
overcomplicated.
didn't really
But-
provide much.
Well, you can't really blame Klopp's thinking there. He's gone for a more defensive
defensive
right
minded,
back, and
yeah.
Joe Gomez has played right back
And more
before.
defensive. midfield
Blooded
as
into
well.
the side as a right back, wasn't he? So if you think Alexander Arnold, he got ripped inside out by Leroy Sané, didn't he? Someone similar like Mbappe or Neymar, might give him a hard game.
They probably expected a little bit too much as well from the front three there as well. They didn't really have
Yeah.
anyone in midfield helping
It's a
them out
good-
too
yeah,
much.
it's
Maybe
good
Casey
general
should have
Yeah,
started.
it's a good observation, a little
It
bit of
leads us
disconnect.
quite well on to our next question from John Vega. Who would you start as as Liverpool's midfield?
If Naby Keita is on form, he's always got to be there. I think as well, Milner. The other is between Hendo and Wijnaldum. And I think either or on their day can be phenomenal. It's more just
But then you
whether
can say the
you'll
same
play more
about Fabinho.
defensive. I don't. I
I would say for Fabinho, Keita has not shown much more than Fabinho has in a Liverpool shirt.
I don't know about that.
Granted,
What
granted
did
there's
you
been
say?
an injury there.
You say
Who should be the midfield
No,
starting?
you just said.
I just said Keita in a Liverpool shirt hasn't shown that much more
He's
than
shown,
Fabinho
no,
has.
he's shown more than Fabinho.
A bit more.
But
not that much
Fabinho's
more.
played-
Granted, he has been injured, but I'm saying
If it was,
if you're basing it solely just on ability, Fabinho has to be in there because I think he is able.
yeah, I actually agree with you. Like,
What?
I think it's. I think it's
End the stream now.
Hold the phone.
I know, it's mad.
Let's
It's mad.
Let's just go.
Like, I agree with Fabinho, Keita, and Henderson.
There's no way I
Not
start.
Milner.
No, Milner even.
There's no way I start Fabinho in that midfield.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'd start him.
On current form, no.
Do you know I quite like Shaqiri in a midfield three sometimes, quite in the same way that I like
Odd.
Coutinho on that left hand side when he was in a midfield three, when they actually adjusted to put him in a
before he
team as
left.
well as the front three. So I don't. If Shaqiri can play like he does, for Switzerland, then he's played like he can when he's come on for Liverpool, then he'll be knocking at the door more so than Fabinho anyway. But yeah, I'd go with, just for balance, you've got Keita who can get the ball up and down, good dribbler, can contribute to goals. You've got Jimmy Milner at the heart of that midfield, mopping up from the defensive end, and you've got
It's hard. The third one's always hard. I think Milner and Keita are 30 in there, and then
It's either Hendo or Wijnaldum. I don't.
cannot.
I think it depends. If you want to play more defensive, then you put.
Ox ain't coming
then you-
back for another.
Oh, Ox is a shout, but if he was back, he'd be in. But if you want to play more defensive, you play Hendo. If you want to play more attacking, play Wijnaldum.
No, I think you shouldn't play Hendo at all. I think Wijnaldum should always get there in front of. Like, if you're gonna play him,
I think it's difficult.
it should be in that. It should be in that
I
three.
don't really know what both of them add in terms of that midfield three. What
I-
big
I-
attribute are they
I
bringing
think-
into
I
that isn't
think-
already there?
I
You need
think
Ox. Ox is phenomenal.
I don't know how to even explain
I
it.
think the Keita is a better Wijnaldum, but Wijnaldum is playing better than Keita at the moment.
Yeah.
So I do think, you could Henderson's pretty unique in that bunch of midfielders, in that he is one of the only sole deep lying playmakers. Like Fabinho's also a 6, but even he's a little bit more. He's probably a bit. I don't know, maybe a bit more of a Fernandinho as well. But he can get up and down a little
Give
bit
him
more.
time. Give
But
Fabinho
yeah, I
time,
think
man.
the fact there's that third one up for debate. I think Zach's right. Probably dependent on system for me anyway. But let's get a couple more questions then. Liverpool related, eh? Or not?
This
Put you
one
under the
is-
bus there.
Juan Carino has asked, what footballer would you have as your best man on your wedding day?
Hold on, let's start on this then, because this seems like your sort of question. You've
Pogs.
definitely thought about it.
Yeah.
Pogs,
Why?
because it's like we'll just turn up. Like,
Who?
I mean, well, to be fair,
Hold
that
on.
is quite vital.
Hold on, what
on your wedding
game?
day to turn up.
What game were
as
we
in
watching?
Turn up, bro. Like, you know.
What game were we watching? Was it United
Yeah.
when you went, I just wish I was his... Did you say son? I think you might have said son or his
Oh,
friend.
yeah, I
His
wish I
boy,
was his son.
His friend, man. It was Pogs.
Was it Pogba?
Yeah.
No, you said I wish I was his son. No,
Yeah.
that was Ronaldo, wasn't it?
Oh, that might have been Ronaldo.
No, because they showed his son. So you lot are,
You're like,
you
you
lot are
just said
tabloids,
it.
man. They showed his son.
No, you're
I
still
know you said,
pathetic
I
in
wish
both
I
scenarios. So you Pogba would be your best man, Kieran.
Yeah, 100%.
Richard Dunn?
Yeah, Richard Dunn.
Would it? Straight up. It's as simple as that. Not Nicky, not Nicky Weaver. Yeah, then who's the
Oh
bride?
no, Sean Gota.
Oh, the goat he was
He'd be doing chants just on his own. He'd be great.
Kieran.
Yeah, he would literally. I'd be like, cheers,
Oh, when you're about to kiss her.
Weirdly
I'd
enough,
be Kieran's best man.
Sean Goat, a friend of the channel. Sean Goat, right, from football, I mean, Paddy Roberts, so we could do each other's hair as well, that'd be cool.
He wouldn't be your best man because you'd be marrying him.
Yeah.
You
Henrik
can't
Larsson.
say Beckham
Henrik
before
Larsson.
he gets there. You cannot say
How
Beckham
can I not?
before he gets there. You can't.
Look,
You
you
have
already
to be
eyeing
clear.
Dorman up.
'Cause I
Zach's
know-
got to go
No,
next.
he's waiting for it. Go on, Zach.
I don't know, man. David Silva?
My big Algerian. What?
No, I can't. Zidane's too old. He'll be too old for it's just a bit of a weird thing that. But from my dad.
Well, because there's an upper age limit on the
Yeah,
best
No,
man.
I hear that though.
Like he would be the right best man. Like he'd be like my dad coming. I'm just like, oh, there's my dad, and there's my other dad.
Wouldn't I be Kieran? He's your friend from football. Best friend, actually, now you've announced on camera.
Kieran Carlin. Yeah, Temps might be angry, but
He wouldn't care.
He
would not
Temps
care.
knows and he's accepted it, hasn't he?
Oh man, I can't. That's a question which would usually have an answer for, but I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that'd be something you'd
Yeah,
lap up.
absolutely.
Who do you think's really cool? Who do you,
You just want to be mates with. You just want to
Yeah.
be mates with.
Holding.
Rob,
Oh, yeah.
get in there as my best man.
Yeah.
Rob Holding, welcome.
I could see that happening.
Out of two answers, we've gone from Pogba to Sean Goat to Rob Holding. Like, what is going on? We all
Paddy
know. Do we
Roberts.
need to ask you?
David Beckham.
He's not he's not a footballer anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, neither Sean Gooder.
Wait, how does your girlfriend actually feel about him being your background and not her on your phone?
I have
'Cause
told her that if she ever gets more attractive than David Beckham, she can replace him. and
So mad.
and he's proper punching as well.
actually,
mad.
I
I'll
respect
cut out.
And,
I'll cut.
and
I'll
she
leave.
said fair enough.
Nah, if she didn't slap you, then
Oh, bless her.
she's
Bless
low
her.
on confidence.
Bless her.
Right. Jesus.
Last 3.
Dominic Manon. Minion.
Oh, it's gonna be man on.
It's whatever. Dominic has asked, who is the worst signing of the season?
Well, it's starting down this and then with you, Dorman. We'll work our way back up this
Worst signing of this season? Stop.
Fabinho might be up there.
time.
I think it's
It's
harsh,
very
but
small.
it's just. I had actually a lot higher hopes than what he's given me is the biggest problem. That's it.
Yeah, just
Um,
might be like-
not that he's not necessarily played extremely bad, but I expected a lot better.
Okay.
That's my
For the
thing.
money shelled out, that's not the worst
Yeah.
shout.
Mainly because if I had more time, I probably would have thought someone else, but I don't.
Okay, I'm thinking about going to Real Madrid because of their lack of activity. I'm thinking potentially maybe Mariano. I like Mariano, but they bought probably the fourth most talented forward at Lyon. We go to PSG, Choupo-Moting, obviously inspired, bit of business, always knew that was going to work out well. You know what, the big sides are conducting a lot of savvy business, and spending actually went down in the Premier League for the first time this year since 2010. And because the window shut early, didn't it?
Yes.
So actually not much bad business was conducted because not as much business was conducted. So I think this year, probably not the best to field that question to, but Morata is, I hate to say it, but Morata's looking like he...
Yeah, but he was signed last season.
Is it going to work? Yeah, but I'm just thinking like the season before, season's gone by.
Could it be this year? Like as in
As in
January?
this
Yeah, go on.
Sanchez.
Alexis Sanchez. Oh, great
It
shout.
has to be.
One goal in his last 15.
Sanchez and Mickey. That deal, that swap deal was probably the worst swap deal I've seen in the Premier League.
Well,
since I've
if
been
they
here.
both swap back, no one would notice.
Yeah, no, to be fair, like that's the equivalent of like swapping around your debt, 3 credit cards. Just moving debt from one credit card to the other. Just being like, it's fine, we'll just keep moving. Keep it circling.
Like for a split
That's how
second, it
works.
feels good, innit?
Yeah.
That's not real money. Beep.
Oh my god.
That's
Kieran,
fantastic.
systematically going through all the teams
Yeah,
in the Premier League. I like that.
There's no one really stands out this season. He's been like, oh, that's awful.
Oh,
Fulham?
every single player Cardiff City signed.
Every player
yeah, but
Fulham
they're-
signed.
Because they literally just signed championship players.
Rob
But,
Green.
Signed fucking Bobby Reid from Bristol City.
Oh yeah,
Right,
Fred's a
well,
shout. Fred's
I
a
was
shout.
thinking about Fred, but
Fred's a big shout.
I
Has
think
he had
he's
enough
been
game
all
time?
right. He's not been great, but he's been all right. He seems very slow on the ball. He seems like he's off the pace.
Well, that
And
can happen
turns
when
over
you're
the
not
ball a
playing,
lot.
when you're not getting minutes.
But again, I think Fabinho is worse signing than him.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I think Fred's worse. You know.
Hey,
Yeah, I think Fred's
Bakayoko to
Fred-
Chelsea
Fred-
last season.
Fred, yeah,
Last
he's
yes.
horrendous.
Bakayoko.
But Fred has had moments that
I
you've
had
been
so
like,
much
actually, you know
hope
what,
in
he
it,
could be all right. There have been a lot of moments where you're like, he's a bit shit.
Yeah.
But
I
you
know,
know,
he was
they're-
so bad in that Brighton game.
who Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that might be
Oh,
down
no,
to
I'm
management as well, though, because his old manager said that he's one of his
Cool.
best players.
I don't know. So
It's an in-joke.
worst Premier League signing. It's an in-joke that and you won't enjoy it, and we're here for your enjoyment. So, cool.
Doesn't really matter.
Next question.
We are still.
There was a
Doing good.
question. Aye. So, Devions has asked, which top 6 team would be best suited to Isco? Does Zach agree with me that he would be great for Chelsea as a false 9 with Hazard on the left and Pedro / Willian on the right?
That
Isco
is-
to Chelsea.
There's a false 9. What?
No,
Just because Spain don't play centre forwards doesn't mean you can get away with that at club level.
that would not work.
As a false 9 is interesting. I don't know, like I felt like we could maybe do that with Sarri's football.
No.
He doesn't necessarily need like a big target man up front.
Dries
we need-
Mertens
we
was
need-
still an attacking
Exactly.
winger when he was at Napoli. No, I don't think Isco is that player. He's
No.
we need-
It's interesting, but I think our bigger problem is right wing more than
We
a
need
Isco.
more goals.
Right.
We need
You
more
don't
goals.
like, who would you have on your right one?
Currently, it's either Willian or Pedro,
Yeah,
and
you don't think Willian's good?
I think we should sell Willian for 62 million in the summer. The fact we didn't do that is ridiculous.
That annoyed
Blimey,
me.
yeah.
That annoyed me.
Mental.
Do the Martial Williams swap. I'll be on
No,
that.
Martial's different league to Willian.
That would have
Martial is the
been
league.
ridiculous. Imagine.
I'll
Isco.
get into
Isco.
Let's not get
Isco could go into
Well,
any team.
you're
not
saying
getting into it.
Willian and
Not getting
Martial in
into
the same league.
Not
Oh,
getting into it.
let him wrap up his answer. Come on, what are you saying?
Isco could get into any team under the sun, to be honest, mate.
Okay,
Like,
so then the question is, what top 6 team is he best suited to?
in the Premier League, best suited to probably City. Like he'd probably do an absolute worldie at City. It'd be okay. I don't know if he'd fit into Liverpool actually.
I was going to say that as well.
I don't know where he'd fit into that midfield. I don't know if whether does he track back a lot? I can't.
I mean,
nah, not really.
no, his defensive output's not great. It's like, I think, tackling 1.5 tackles and interceptions a game. But I think, like, in terms of suitability, he's got to be contextualised, hasn't it? It's like, who needs him? Where's he going to get the most minutes? Where's he going to be the fulcrum outside? Like, he could play. Take him at Spurs and make it work as well.
Imagine at Spurs.
Like, obviously, Dele Alli is a great second striker, great attacking midfielder, but he could definitely drop into a more central role, I think.
He did for England. in the World Cup.
Yeah,
He
for
did
sure.
pretty effectively.
So I think, and Eriksen doesn't necessarily just play as an attacking midfielder, does he? I imagine them two together would be causing.
They might win the
What
league.
does that mean for likes of Lucas Moore and Son, etc.?
What do you mean? Maybe because they have to sacrifice a
Yeah.
wide player.
If you're going to play that many through the middle.
Isco for Mora every day of the week.
I mean, they're always going to play one up front, aren't they? So
Yeah,
I think you could still. I mean, if they went like 4-3-3, you could still play. You could still play Son, Kane, Mora. I mean, Mora's not been playing as much recently, has he? And then you could have a midfield three of maybe an Ali, an Eriksen, and
That's
Isco.
a very
Isco
attacking
could-
midfield three.
If we
I'm
don't get
thinking-
Ali
college,
and Eriksen as a mid three.
I mean,
Mid three
it will let
generation.
3-4-3 and play Son as a wing back. I mean, he's tried that
Yeah, you
before.
see,
But
I think one of those attacking players has to drop out.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you actually need an Eric Dyer
Yeah.
just to balance that midfield three out. But no, again, like I just think solve the problem, much like Arsenal did with Aubameyang and Lacazette. Like get them into the club,
and then deal with it then.
solve the problem.
Yeah, literally.
Just because we've been saying they're a marquee midfielder away from being a top team.
How-
I mean, they're trying to replace Moussa Dembele, aren't they? And he's not that player, but still, it's a good start.
Could replace Kovacic if we don't keep him.
There's a question here that, to me, just literally doesn't make sense. But
Nice, ask it.
oh no, it does. Sorry. But Bad Panda has asked, who would win in a fight? 2 Virgil-sized Shakiris or 1 Shaqiri-sized Virgil?
Best question of the night.
This is my sort of question.
2 Virgil-sized
Go on,
Shakiris.
Kieran confront
So
us.
is it 2 Virgil size?
Yes, that's 2 massive Shakiris or 1 tiny Virgil. But like, why?
2 Virgil-sized Shakiris, 2 5'4" Virgils, or 1
No,
normal-sized Virgil.
No, 2 Virgil-sized Shakiris.
Yeah.
Which means Shaqiri at like
Shaqiri?
6'3". 2 of them.
No, it's the other way. Yeah.
2 Virgil-sized.
Two.
No, Virgil-sized Shakiris.
Oh, he's got it wrong.
He's got it wrong. I know what he's trying to say, but it's 2
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijks that Shaqiri's
Yeah.
size, or 1
It's
massive Virgil van
2
Dijk.
Shaqiri-sized Virgils or 1 Virgil-sized Shaqiri is what.
I'm not even going to answer. I don't get it. My head's actually hurting just trying to think about it.
I think
So 2 tiny
actually
Virgils
messed up.
versus 1 big Shaqiri.
the two
One big-
tiny Virgils.
Should have just said
One,
that.
one big
I
Shaqiri.
did. Tried to.
Imagine a massive Shaqiri.
That's Shaqiri
Imagine.
every day,
Yeah,
bro.
he'd
Do you
win
see them
every day.
legs?
He looks like a man who's been squashed, but in this situation, he would just be still that thick, but like double the
6'4".
height.
That is the
You'll be
big
like
show
140
vibes.
kilograms.
Have you guys watched The Borrowers? Like,
No.
if they're working together, they can take him down, right?
Yeah.
Planning it. Jump on his back. Whilst the other one takes him down
Or
the
is it
thing.
Gulliver's Island, where he's just strapped down?
Yeah,
Gulliver's
Gulliver's
Travels.
Based on numbers alone, 2 Virgils.
Yeah.
2 small Virgils.
But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. One more question, I think.
Great question. Great question.
Even though it took us like
Final
10 minutes to get
question.
it.
I mean,
Make it a good one.
How do you follow that?
I don't know.
To be honest.
Can you?
I mean, I'm looking. Serge, help me out.
There are some in the comments. Oh, what are they saying?
Oh,
now?
hello. I love your smile, Zach. Oh, and that's from
Oh,
Ayush
cheers.
Raj. What a lovely comment.
Actually, really sweet.
Shakira would be massive. That's the latest comment. Can you please shout out my name? That was the same guy who said, you got a lovely smile. So,
Oh, cheers, mate.
Like, well, you just didn't.
Clamouring for attention. No, I said Ayush Raj before. Farmer leagues. Team smash your two bet. Oh, right. None of these making sense.
Scroll down. Scroll
I
down.
used to
Makes
Raji said he
Scroll
got
down
too
to the
small.
bottom.
Who would win Chris versus Joe? And what a fight.
Chris, biggest arse in FD. Heart eyes.
In every sense of the word. Chris biggest arse in FD?
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't answering that question. Who would win between me and Joe?
Oh no!
You know what?
Was it just like?
I thought that was,
yeah.
I thought that was an answer.
I just sit on him
Yeah, I thought that was his rationale.
just
for that.
because I'm like pear shaped.
Oh my
I just
days.
end him with my arse.
Oh.
You're actually pretty thick. I don't think I'm thicker than you.
My
My legs are, mate. Your arse.
I have a nice
My
bum.
arse isn't.
This
Got weird,
in
innit?
it?
It's gone off piece.
Oh, no, we went from a fight to
Hold on.
thickness.
If I caught Joe, I'd slap him about, but he's quick. He's wiry. He's elusive.
I also
He's like,
And it'd annoy you. He'd just go, Panica!
he's like a ferret. He's like a ferret. He'd just be like, "Brrr," in your trousers. What?
He also wouldn't fight clean.
Okay.
He'd bite, he'd spit.
Oh, did we end it there?
No, come on, a couple more questions. Actual football
Jack
related
Heath,
questions.
do you know who is on Football Social this weekend?
You'd think. And we are doing both games on the Football Social. We're doing Arsenal versus Tottenham and Everton versus
Bless you.
Liverpool. So a 4-hour stream. It's going to be me, Dave Jackson, and Temps from Football Daily. Obviously, Smithy's going to be there come rain or shine. He is there.
I'll be in the gallery.
And Sam's going to be in the gallery.
Also,
Gallery vibes. Come on.
a little birdie tells
Gallery
me we're
game.
live next week as well.
The people with books. I can. Mido is joining us. Ex-Spurs, ex-Middlesbrough. He's got 4 million followers. Egypt loves him. I don't know who we're booking for Everton versus Liverpool yet. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, next week, a little birdie tells me we might be live again on Wednesday.
Here we are.
Yeah. No,
Relentless.
Yeah, I'll probably be on it. So after work.
See you again on
and,
that day.
What,
Will
Prem?
I ever get to see
Football
my
Social on
girlfriend
that?
again?
Yeah,
Oh,
Wednesday
man,
night.
sorry, man.
No, but it's going to be a great show. Is it Chelsea?
Work
It is,
hard.
isn't it?
No, it's Arsenal United.
On
It's
Wednesday.
Arsenal
On the
United,
Wednesday.
yes.
Wednesday night.
Arsenal
Straight
again?
after
is
we
that cameraman's
shoot
here?
the big
When's Chelsea
fat
City?
quiz.
Yeah.
We're doing that as well.
That weekend, maybe.
Anyway, sorry, back to your questions.
I mean, I'm looking for like a funny one to end on.
Go on, one more, and we're going home.
Who do you think should take over City after Pep leaves?
Ooh.
And that is from Benji Yag.
Are you trying to upset Kieran before we go?
Eddie Howe.
Oh.
No.
By the time
Get a grip,
He's not
man.
even
By
there
the
yet, but I
time-
want him out of my club.
By the time Pep Guardiola leaves, which could be in like 10 years, Eddie Howe will be
No, I
the
doubt
best
it.
man.
Pep's leaving next week, but
I think
It's
he'll stay
hard.
longer than he stayed at any other club.
That's what I think as well.
I think he definitely will. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's signed a contract to stay longer than he's stayed anywhere else.
But they've made sure he's got the backroom staff, haven't they? The support which he didn't have
Yeah.
at Barcelona.
No, I feel I did think Arteta, but then apparently he got put in charge of. I can't remember what game, but
The game you lost in the Champions League at home.
We were
Bar.
dreadful.
FC Bar, wasn't it? Maybe.
I'm not sure. I thought it was like a League Cup game.
Could be
But
wrong.
So
by the
I
time-
thought,
by the time
I
he
thought,
finishes,
yeah,
though,
I
it could be
thought
those.
maybe
That's what I'm saying.
Mikel.
Eddie Howe, 10 years' time.
Not
Who
Eddie
knows?
Howe, never Eddie Howe.
Could be. One of my brothers, he's getting his way for B licence now. He's
What?
18.
That gets into
Dream
every
big,
conversation.
huh?
He should be his brother's agent. There we are. Answer to your early question. Go on, and one more. I think Arteta is probably the most sensible answer we're going to get for that question. Hopefully this is good.
Oh,
It's
no.
made Dorman crack a smile, so it's always a good start.
Ronaldo says Messi or Messi says Ronaldo.
what?
A Messi,
Ronaldo
there's
sized
no
Messi
benefit for Ronaldo
or
being
Messi.
Messi size. There's
Yeah.
no, a Messi sized Ronaldo
Would you
would be
kick him?
absolutely incredible.
A
There's
Messi size.
what-
No,
Yeah.
Ronaldo's best.
Ronaldo
Would
size
be a
Messi.
baby. Ronaldo size.
The only-
a
The
Messi
only,
size.
the only thing that
Ronaldo
Ronaldo
would be a
trumps
baby.
Messi on is physicality. So
Yeah.
why is he giving that
No,
up?
but in a fight.
On a
So
fight.
like,
Oh.
a
Messi
Ronaldo
wins.
sized Messi.
But-
So like a big, strong Messi.
Messi's
Or a
always going to
small
win that. Because
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo's a little melt. What? He'll cry.
Do you want to be his son?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Pathetic.
Wow.
Are you going to cry just like your dad?
Oh!
I could see you doing that celebration with the six-pack celebration.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who says he hasn't already?
Yeah. True.
Find out soon.
Have we got
on
one last
FPSC.
one then? No? Right, that's it. That's it. Let's sign off. Let's end the stream. Thank you very much for tuning into Armchair Fans, guys. We are back for the Barcelona-Tottenham game on the 11th of December. You know, it's the month after November. So, good stuff. That's the next time we're on, Dorman. Yeah?
On this?
Yeah.
Oh, Armchair Fans.
Armchair Fans, yeah. So, see you then. Apart from that, you know, just keep keep coming to our content every day, keep enjoying it, and go and subscribe to FDFC. Go and subscribe to EFD, go and watch the comment show. And, you'll be seeing this man a lot more on FDFC, and hopefully less of Dorman on the end there. So, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you all. Subscribe.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Guten Tag.